Okay. So, let's do this thing. Look at that.
I hate you.
All right, who's ready to play some Tim Tim? I'm
Let's
kidding.
do it.
You're
I haven't actually
Can
booted it up yet. So, I mean, technically yes, technically no.
Can I take out an IOU from you?
I'm good with IOUs. You can ask Willow. I like future favors.
I was about to say that's
Okay, if
that's
he
a commitment.
says do not offer just any favor. It's very, very dangerous.
You have to be specific. That sounds.
Yeah,
that
okay.
sounds-
This party would make a deal with an ancient fairy creature and just do that.
I keep trying to trade Willow for favors. I'm just like, oh yeah, you could do that if you just, give me one IOU in the future. It's like, no.
And I shut that down.
No.
That's
Because I know what I would do with one favor.
Hey, well, maybe part of the IOU is getting you to Brandon.
Yeah, no
No.
questions asked. That's always the
Just like a night with
the
Brandon,
conditions.
no questions asked, and like absolutely no discuss.
No strings attached.
All right, let's get started. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. Let me play some music.
Wait,
in the background.
were you broadcasting?
I was broadcasting.
Oh god, all that picked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
joy.
All right, let's go with this. Actually,
Fine. It's fine. It's fine.
yeah. I mean, if
It's
there was
fine.
an issue, I'd tell you guys. All right, welcome
We
to
kill
the
all of them.
welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is the Nobles Saga 1, episode 21 of their campaign. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Everything you're going to see is going to be live storytelling, and the story can play out in any direction. Oh, we're playing in a homebrewed world of our own creation. It is the world of Ilderon. It's right here on the screen, which I think for everybody else is going to be like over there. But for me, it's reversed and it's over there because my other screen's on the other side of the room. If you want to learn more about the setting, feel free to Google search it and go. Oh man, I can make a chat command for like ! Ilderon Tales.
You should.
Yeah, I know.
I can link it in chat if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. So whoever watches this VOD on Twitch will see that. Otherwise, though, yeah, let's jump forward. If you're under the age of 14 and you're watching this video, you are probably going to see content that's not appropriate for you. And I think that's the only thing I need to say. Since we're on Twitch now, it's a lot easier for me to see and interact with chat. All right. Let's do our recap. Oh, and let me turn on this light so I'm not like sitting here in the dark. Okay. Thank you. All right, our session is going to start on our last session started on the 29th of Noble. The party had just came back from the fortress of it was the Fort Kaigia. They had just talked with the bandits and had decided that Belicifer's story wasn't adding up, and they were going to go and interrogate Belicifer. That interrogation could go in any direction. Was likely headed south very quickly, and the party was making a bit of plans for if that happens. Upon getting back to the School of Discipline in the Father's Way Burrows, the party was... Or rather, the party asked Belicifer more questions, and Belicifer's answers did not satisfy. They then started to accuse him of stuff, of which Belicifer accused them of slander, and tried to arrest the party. Asking for more clarity in this on the situation, Belicifer instead led the party deeper into the dungeons and showed them the cells, and then repeated his stance that they'd slandered a member of the Risen, and they were going to jail for it. Sergey, why is all my sound turned off? Hold on.
It was slander.
Yeah,
We were right.
I mean, well,
Sergey
doesn't make it slander.
Sergei jumped in the middle of Stradora and Belisfer as Belisfer was demanding to manacle them. And with that, Belisfer drew his weapon and combat broke out. After a intense back and forth of a few rounds and quick flashes of swords and weapons and a whole heck of a lot of damage later, I believe most of the party walked away from that fight with a whole bunch of scratches and damage, and Belisfer was knocked unconscious. The party
And
opting not to take his life. And yeah, that was... Oh, no, that wasn't where the session ended. So the party then pulled an Uno reverse card, manacled Belisfer, and arrested him. Took him to the local authorities where Belisfer was demanded a trial. Trying to lie his way out of the trial, he was unable to, and thanks to some questions from the party and some magic from Asuandria, the party found out that Belisfer was taking payments from local crime lords in order to keep Risen members off of, or rather keep investigations off of them. And all of those, or rather taking all of those payments and essentially working with the crime lords, he was able to move crime out of Father's Way boroughs and into other regions of Dockensdale. And among those other regions was one of the areas where Talia constantly terrorized, and I say terrorized, but she robbed specifically criminals, and was cutting into his profits quite heavily. And with that, Belisfer, angry that the party got this information from him by invading his mind, started yelling and cursing, and the light who was interrogating him silenced the room and stood up and left after giving him a relatively harsh sentence, 5 years of hard labor and indefinitely imprisoned afterwards until his until the 16 life debts can be paid for the 16 lives that he's owed from the night that he tried to kill Talia, or the 16 people he got killed.
Which I'm pretty sure he has the money for, so we'll probably see him again.
16,000 gold's a lot of gold, even for a crime boss.
A lot of investment.
Do they take crime money?
Oh, yes, they'll take crime money. Also, you act like it's just a matter of, here is the 16k gold, I guess I get to be a citizen again. Like, the 16k gold basically says, oh, cool, now we as a society can ethically kill you for all of the crimes you committed.
Yeah, the 16k gold is basically like the legal processing fees. Where it's just like, you committed a crime, and until you can pay, the 16k.
Well, the guy's just
it.
Florida. You have to pay court fees to participate in the process.
You know what? You're not wrong. But hey, Alone Guy, at least it has a court, unlike the Clutch, which has a very upstanding and well-respected legal system.
Also, Alone Guy actually keeps records necessary to know how much you owe the court.
And so, yeah, from there, though, Belisfer was left inside of Lancaster Watch, and the party went back to Sergei's house, on the way to Sergei's house, buying more materials for food, or buying more supplies for food to prepare to cook dinner. Lumilia and Claw had a role play where Claw told Lumilia nobody cared who he was before he put on the mask. And, no, I'm kidding. And Claw finally...
There's still going to be a scene about this.
Was she wearing a jock strap on her face, too?
No.
And we're gone.
Shut up.
Claw finally deciding to take off the mask to try and better blend into society, and helping out Lumilia and Kenneth Cook.
We also gave him a makeover in the bathroom.
Yes.
Sorry, Sergei.
The rest of the party came home, had a pleasant dinner. I don't think there's much else important that I'm missing. And then the party went to sleep. And from there, Anderson had a dream on the 29th. Anderson, through his dreams, woke up and he was sitting in a foggy void, staring at Martlin. Oh, freaker doodles. Why do I start a session and I don't have my Anderson dream journal? All right, Jackal, we're just not going to explore your backstory today. Moving on.
Oh, okay.
I
guess we'll just...
All right. Because I was trying to remember Martin's last name, and I was just like, what is it? What is it? Let me look in the journal. Wait, I don't have it. Martlin Marias. All right. So standing in front of you, and unfortunately I didn't have time to grab a picture for Martlin, so I will get one for you next session for him. Sitting in front of you is Martlin Marias. He is a older looking, dark-skinned, somewhat, well, I guess, like, looks human-ish, or human-esque, to you. Archmage of the, past. And, he has, spoken to you saying, we've got much to discuss. At which point, let's go to something...
exactly where we left off.
Yeah. I'll play...
Ooh,
yeah, I'll play this. Alright. So, Martlin's sitting in front of you, and he's going to say...
Is he, like, sitting in a chair, or just, like,
no,
sitting on the ground?
There is no ground. He's sitting, and there seems to be some sort of down that you're on, and some sort of plane you're standing on, or that you're sitting on too. But neither one of you can neither one of you can see it through, the rolling fog and mist. He'll speak up and say, "You can ask if, as you will. I can only answer so many questions. Our time is limited."
Oh, God, where to begin?
How about at the start?
It's like, I guess let's start with something easy. Are you me in a past life?
Martlin is going to shake his head and say, "No, you are your own self, and I am me. I've bonded myself, though, to you. A fragment of Kelfir's soul echoes around you."
Gotta save that silent breakdown for later. You bound yourself to me, like Lamilia? Or not Lamilia. Like Asuandria? Oh God.
Martlin is going to nod and say, our souls are tied. For now. This isn't the first time that this has happened. Don't worry, in death, you'll be separate to pursue your own path in Providence.
Okay. I know I said I'd save the breakdown for later, but I'm having a hard time getting past that. So, what is it that you want me to do? What's the thing you've been trying to tell me that these dreams, memories, visions you've been sending me? What is it you're trying to tell me specifically? No beating around the bush. Just what is it?
He's gonna say, "I've been trying to show you, what Kelfir did, unaware of his power and his creation of Millis. The way that he's able to shape, break, and reform reality. Fortunately, this isn't something you have to worry about, as Kelfir's soul has been shattered into 20 different pieces. I want you to be aware, though, of what he's capable of, For 3 of those pieces have returned to your world.
Okay, well, I know where one is. What about the other 2?
Martlin's going to shake his head and say, ambition, she's been lost. And the site, I know the site is missing from where the fragments rest in the bridge, but upon where it is in your world, I do not know.
So, do you want to make me aware, or did you want me to do something about it? Like, should I be gathering these and giving them to the bridge, or locking them in a box somewhere, or releasing them? I don't know.
Martlin is going to shake his head and say, I don't know what they're planning with ambition, but I've tried as I will. That cause is lost. With the voice, though, I feel it around you. I can only touch and glimpse into your world briefly at times. But perhaps if the voice and the site were safe, whatever's going on, whatever's calling these pieces back, you could work to deny their plan. I just want you to be aware of what could potentially happen for your world.
Are you talking about, are they trying to repeat what Calfier did with Millis, except intentionally this time? Actually, last time it was pretty intentional too. Are they just trying to repeat what he did?
He's going to shake his head and say, no, that's not possible. At least with, unless all the pieces come back from the bridge. And I'm fairly certain they've only, whoever was able to do this was, by some slim margin of fate, able to get these 3 pieces back into your world. And he's, going to say, I don't know what they're planning or why they're using these fragments of Calfear's soul. The gods keep a very... the gods of the bridge keep a very close eye on the place where I reside and where they reside. For each of these pieces, there is a tether to it inside your world, but all of them are held and bound by the god Eshes. He shakes his head and says, I don't think you have to worry about Calfier coming back in full, but whoever is after his power and what he was capable of, perhaps that might be the more prominent threat for you.
Once this is done, will there be a way for me to contact you again? Communicate?
Martlin...
Maybe not this clearly, but like...
Martlin's going to nod and say, for my past failures, the gatekeeper has denied me entrance into Providence. I walk the bridge endlessly. Perhaps not this clearly, but in the future, he nods and says, in brief moments, we will be able to communicate with each other once more. This strange demonic magic that you've come across, I've felt it before. Although its power is going to be fleeting.
And the price was steep. If I could ask a selfish question, what was your relationship with Calfier?
Martlin is gonna exhale and look down and say, he was a friend, maybe something much more. But when he started on the path that he walked, I followed and warned, but I should have done more to stop him. For now, he's an individual loss. He's somebody that I miss dearly. Very dearly.
Is there anything I can do to prevent history from repeating itself? I mean, a part of him is in a friend I hold very dear. I don't want to lose them like you lost Calfier.
He's gonna look up and say, well, for Calfier, it started with diligence, and then dedication, and from dedication to obsession. And obsession was the leaping point of the precipice, where he jumped into full insanity. Well, it started with an exploration of unique powers and abilities that he had. It ended with consuming the very essence and souls of gods. There's reasons the lost shattering has been wiped from your world, but for this and for you, I only ask that if you see your friends walking a path you do not endorse or that could lead them down into this dark insanity, speak up. Don't let them walk too far away from you.
Right, you said the lost shattering and something about him eating a god. Can we elaborate on that?
Martlin is going to bite his bottom lip and say, that was perhaps too much. Martlin will say, Calfier learned to reshape the essence that composes us. Not only mortals, but gods too. There's a reason why Amira, Dimadith, hold on, there are 4 of them. Let me go and look this up. DM loading. Here we go. There's a reason Amira, Haldora, Dimadith, and Deladith came together and did what they did to Calfier.
This is a lot.
He's going to say, for now, focus only on counseling the voice. If you can keep her from the same path that the ambition is on, I feel you'll be in a much better spot than I was.
Right. I don't know, that's a... I know... Well, I know now, that your memories, but
As you're talking, Anderson, you're gonna start to notice, like, while this fog's like been around you this whole time, it's been slowly increasing, just obscuring just a little bit more and more and more, and kind of like creeping in. But you can keep speaking.
Oh, we're running out of time. I know this is not my life, but I still feel so many emotions in your memories. Maybe it's not my place, but I want to help you make some things right. Specifically Millis, the Witch of the Forest. Is there a way to free her from the curse that Calfear put her in?
He's going to think for a moment and say, I don't know if that's possible, but it's not just curse, it's curses. After Calfear realized that he couldn't kill her, he shattered her mind beyond repair. She's... If you were to remove the reshaping, I guess, the reshaping that Calfear did upon her, it would still not repair her mind, and she would still suffer far more than she is now.
Is there a way to put her to rest?
Martlin's gonna shake his head and say, he's gonna shrug and say, honestly, I don't know. Everything that Calfear did, she was always able to avoid any final end. I will think on it, and should I come to any answers, next time we reach out to each other, I'll try to provide them.
I feel like Eshes possibly has some answers if I can just get them out of him. Crap, is there anything else? The magic that I've been able to use lately, that's you, isn't it? I didn't just magically wake up with powers one day.
He's going to nod and say, well, when my soul is far more magically charged than yours, it only serves to reason an echo of that manifest in you. Although in my day, you should have saw me in you should have saw me in the Western forests. Forests of Alyan, the creatures that reside there, they were no match for me. But Millis, he shakes his head, nobody was a match for her.
Right. Is there a
Anderson,
is there a way you can...
and I will let you finish that, but just like, as this mist is creeping in, you feel like you have one more question you can ask before, like, it's just gonna become too obscuring to kind of like make out his form. Not sure if you're gonna lose him through that or not. But go ahead.
Can you grant me more power so that I can help you better? I'm going to do my best, but I feel I'm not strong enough now.
At which you're going to hear Martlin start laughing, and he's going to say, Anderson, that's why I chose you. Power was never what you were lacking. It was simply knowledge. At which point, this mist is going to kind of obscure everything that you can see of Martlin. You're not even sure if he's still there as you sit in it. I feel like Anderson can call out for him, but you don't hear anything.
No, I'm not going to call out for him. It's like, I guess it's time to wake up.
Alright, Anderson wakes up. Congratulations, everybody. It's the 30th of Noble.
Cool. Anderson's going to wake up just...
Now, is it like, are you just groaning, Or is it basically just like you just sat straight up Undertaker style and just like ah!
I like that second one. What was that?
The
So,
question is,
I'm sorry, I said Anderson wakes up, everybody wakes up.
I was gonna ask
Sitting at,
like,
at the
if
table,
anybody's
just
up before him.
Yeah.
Claw wakes up readying a scimitar, just like
I wake up and smack whatever's in front of me with a mace.
I
Panic.
just throw my coffee
Oh
at
god,
the
there's a
wall.
good chance it's me.
Let's roll a dice to see who what she smacks.
Apparently this
I think
couch has
Brandon-
4 of us on it.
I think Brandon made like whose stuff where, but I can't remember it.
Yeah, like
I
I'm
just
already
remember
up.
If I remember correctly, Anderson's over in a corner by himself.
I
Yeah.
am.
Uh-huh.
I made
Is
sure
he
I was
peeing?
Kenneth,
you?
Lamilia, Alessandria, and myself and Stradora are all somehow piled on this couch.
I'm
And
not
I am
gonna
right
make
beside-
you guys roll for it, but yeah, like Lumilia comes up with the mace, in the air. Everybody's, at arms. The party is
I'm
all
not
awake though.
I'm just annoyed.
Panic.
I'm just gonna like wake up and I'm just gonna be
Calm.
like, shut up!
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm having a breakdown. Oh God.
Yes,
Oh
clearly.
God. I'm not providing the paint. I'm not providing the paint. Oh, God.
What?
Are you trying to
Using
make a
my
piece
own-
of art?
Using my own my analogy against me makes me almost feel guilty about what I was doing before I woke up, which was some aggressive cuddling.
I just look at you in disgust, like.
Did you have a nightmare about painting?
No.
As I'm
No.
dropping the mace.
No. I got answers. I got answers.
About paint?
Some of us were having a good sleep, Anderson.
No. Question: is the mark on my hand still there, or is that gone?
It is gone.
Okay, cool. I don't have to wear gloves anymore. I might continue to though. They don't look bad. So I talked. I talked with Martlin. First of all, and I got some answers. Well, some answers and a hell of a lot more questions.
Yeah. Come on, get to the good stuff. If you're gonna wake me up, you gotta make it important. Otherwise, I'm gonna hurt you.
Agreed.
Okay. So Martlin is not a past version of me. He is a very powerful archmage who was cursed to wander the bridge forever and tied his soul to me in hope, specifically chasing Kalfir's soul fragments, one of which is in close proximity to us. I think we all know who it is.
Yeah, it's a claw.
Warned me of a cultist conspiracy to basically attempt to repeat creating a Witch of the Forest by the cultist is what he thinks is their ultimate goal.
I really want to pause right here. He absolutely told you that's not it.
Yeah, he did. He told you
did.
that's not.
He definitively told you no, that's probably not what they're doing.
Yeah.
Or at least
Well, no,
that's not what they're
something,
able
something
to do.
like that, but on a much smaller
Okay.
scale.
It's like Stradora's gonna put a hand up. Okay, so you know that you're not a reincarnation of Martlin. You know that a piece of Kalfir Calgarian is somewhere in this room, and that there are cultists that seem to care a lot. Now that you've summarized the entire week that we've known each other, can you get to anything useful?
Honestly, the fact that you aren't a reincarnation makes sense. We don't hear a lot about a ton of reincarnation.
It was mostly a lot of personal questions for me. Mostly the reincarnation part was the main thing I wanted out of the way. And
We're
no.
very happy for you. And I lay back down to go
So-
to sleep.
Question: did anyone turn on any lights, or is it still dark?
Like
Just
just
electricity.
yeah, seriously.
Well, I mean, like a candle, something.
No.
I'm already
no,
up at the kitchen.
It's more.
Also, it's
morning
probably
time.
morning.
It's
There's
sunrise.
sunlight.
Sunrise. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I've
assume
already opened the
Sergey
blinds for
makes
you
enough to
guys.
afford windows.
Yeah, no, I've already gone out and gotten you guys breakfast. Christ. Good God.
Did you? Because you just described that you were asleep.
I was about to say, I feel like nobody's actually like we're all like it's like
Yeah.
6 in the morning and you've screamed us awake.
Yeah, the party's
sure.
waking up early.
Anderson alarm.
I'm going back to sleep. If you wake me up again, this mace is going in your face.
Before
And I
you
lay
fall
back down.
I ask, what did you want for breakfast?
The souls of the innocent.
Is that in character?
Yes, that is.
Do we have
I am not a morning person.
I am. Okay, I'm so glad I asked that.
Anderson is just gonna get up and get dressed. As like, I'm gonna take a cup of coffee and I'm gonna take a walk and clear my mind.
What's coffee?
You have coffee.
It's a bean drink. There's coffee
Yeah.
here.
Okay, I was gonna say like, do we use tea instead?
That would
Have
be
we
more
discovered
realistic.
coffee?
Asu Andrea is going to get up from the pile too, and she's going to say, "I'll join Anderson. If you spoke to Martlin, I'd like to hear more about it. It's very strange that he was showing you images of old Amirian."
It wasn't his focus to show me the old world. It just happened to be where it took place.
She's going to nod, throwing on what she have. I guess traveling robes.
Yeah, we got her traveling pants.
Oh
No,
yeah, traveling pants and traveling robes.
Yeah.
So
No,
That raises
so I guess,
the question of what Osandria sleeps in, but that's for another time.
well, because like Anderson happened to just take off his shirt, but he just normally wears like common clothes. So just imagine like how some people like go to Walmart in their pajamas and they're wearing like a t-shirt. Like basically, I'm going out in that.
Well, no, it was just one of those, that's a thing I've never actually thought about kind of deals. Like,
It's one of those things that I didn't think it was relevant.
Anyways.
But now that we're talking about it,
She probably sleeps in a nightgown.
anyways.
all right. So Anderson and Asu Andrea are going for a walkaroni, and Sergey is cooking breakfast. I'm going to fast forward, I guess, like an hour after
one-
a. Go ahead.
There is one thing I wanted to do with Claw.
I guess I can
Okay.
do that while I help him cook. Well, I guess if you want to have that scene, I can help you. Claw will help him cook.
As I'm
But
like,
Amelia does her cooking.
this is my house, my rules, so shut up.
I'll kill you for making breakfast when I wake up.
Do I have to make a roll for cooking breakfast?
No. What did you want to talk about, Claw? We got a lot to cover tonight,
Yeah.
guys, so I'm gonna be a little bit more heavy-handed and keeping us
Yeah.
focused.
Aww.
Okay,
Mhm.
fair enough. So I know you used my razor yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, just give me a heads up.
Called it, Jackal.
I know.
Fair enough. It was an impromptu, I guess, bonding moment between Lumilia and I. So,
Please replace it.
Oh,
Okay.
how much is it? A few silver?
Couple copper.
should have bet on that.
Alright. He'll, hand Sergey a silver coin.
All right. Otherwise, you two are able to keep cooking. Anderson, you go for a walk with Asu Andrea. We can role play it, or we don't have to. It's up to you. The whole time.
I'm
Okay.
role playing it.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
As you guys step out of the door, Asu Andrea is going to tap her hat, activating her disguise, and she is going to look at you and say, "So this dream riled you up pretty bad."
just in the dreams, I've always... I felt feelings that I wasn't quite, accustomed to, and they kind of bled over into, my day, and basically kind of realizing that those feelings might not actually be mine is very upsetting, to say the least. Also, something I didn't mention to the others. He had a specific message for me regarding Calfear's soul.
Ostrandra is going to raise her eyebrow with intent.
Just basic. It was basically to watch over and to make sure you didn't go down the same path Calfear did. Calfear had good intentions at first, and he soon let it become his obsession.
I'm gonna say, Anderson, roll me a history check. And I'll put the DC low for this. I'll say DC 7. You are going to be very aware, as you're remembering this, it's coming back more clearly to your mind. It wasn't Calfear that went down this bad path. He said something else. He said the ambition. That there are 3 fragments of Calfear in the world, and this isn't his first time trying to reach out to one.
Oh, the ambition. Wait, no, I could have sworn, like you said, Calfear was going...
The ambition is one of the 3 parts of Calfear's soul.
Oh, okay. Like the...
When you asked him a personal question about Calfear, that was his personal regret. His mission for you with the voice was to get close to her and not let her walk down the same path as the ambition.
Right. But basically, just watch for the ambition, but also,
At that, I think Andrea is going to tilt her head and say, wait, the ambition? What's that?
Calfear's soul is split into... I forget exactly how
20.
many, but a lot of pieces.
Andrea
No, I know
20.
it's 20, but I feel like it's in character for Anderson not to remember the exact number.
Andrea remembers. That's just told you guys.
Each one a part of Calfear. I'm fairly sure you have Calfear's voice, or the power of his voice. Another piece out there is Calfear's ambition, and that's the piece he really wants me to watch out for. And find it and do something with it. Probably capture it, or at the very least keep an eye on it.
Andrea is gonna she's gonna nod at this as you say that and say, so that's the other piece that Eshes is missing. He said he only had 20, or he only had 18 of the 20. She's going to look up and say, did he tell you what happened to it?
Now. Do I have to make a deception check for that, or?
No, he did not tell you what happened to the ambition. He just told you that it's a lost cause at this point.
Yeah, no, he didn't, but it was something he really wanted me to watch out for.
At which point, Andrea is going to nod again, and she's going to say, well, a little bit of advice from somebody who might understand what you're going through. You are not the otherworldly entities attached to you. You are your own soul and your own individual. And I think our experiences come to define us. And even if you were part Martland, you're something more than now. and more so Anderson than Martlin ever would be. So she shrugs and says, "For what it's worth, I hope that this gives you a little bit of freedom."
Anderson's just gonna smile and pat her on the shoulder. It's like, I hope you're right. And just gonna continue the walk in silence.
All right. Also, Andrea idly chit-chats a little bit more as you walk, not mentioning much of anything important.
I'd say, like, if she wants to idly chit-chat, sure, but, like, as
Yeah.
far as, like, plot-relevant stuff.
Yeah, basically saying, like, she thought after finding out all of this that, she's going to be tied to these other things of Calfear and his desires and wants and stuff, and that, knowing that it's dormant and that she's her gives her freedom, and that, maybe it's the same for you, of just like, maybe you thought you were tied to all of this, but, maybe you're not. In the end, though, you are all able to walk around or take a short walk until you get back to the townhouse, where you can see from the probably open window of the second floor, just like a little bit of smoke coming out of Sergei's house, and breakfast kind of wafting through the halls, ready a meal for the 8 of you? 7 of you. Yeah, 7 of you. As you walk back into this townhome, you are going to recognize a woman down here. She is talking to the tenant, and she's going to say, "No, I know they're here. Somebody told me that they would be. I just need you to give me the place, the number of the residents, so I can go up there." The landlady is going to shake her head and say, "I'm sorry, miss," but at which point Talia is going to look over and see Anderson and also Andrea walk, and she's going to say, "Oh, that's them. Found them. Thank you. Bye." As she leaves the landlady. She joins Anderson and also Andrea walking up, and she's going to say, "I got your sending last night, and thank you so much. I owe you such a debt of gratitude. Anyways, I'm here to pay up on the debt. I told you I was going to help you find that cursed sword."
Well, you seem a lot more cheerier than the last time we saw you.
She's going to say, "Yeah, I'm back inside of Dawkinsdale. I'm done hanging out with those murderers and criminals, and I mean, now I can hang out with criminals, but at least not murderers." At which point, also Andrea is going to say, "Well, I think Stradora will be happy to see you. She had a vested interest in Stormbreak." Talia is going to nod and say, "Yep, I've got some ideas of where we could start. So, where is everyone?" And also Andrea is going to point towards the stairwell. And you guys are able to walk up it and rejoin the party. Party!
Yeah.
Everyone's back together. Also, Talia is back in town. Or Talia is back in town. Talia. Blah. I'm going to mispronounce her name.
Oh, yeah. Yay.
I'm going to mispronounce her name a lot until I get used to it.
How do you say it?
You can
Tail,
walk with
yeah.
gaggle of teenagers hanging out in a dude's house.
Why not just make it Talia so you stop messing up?
I mean, like,
I think I will
really
go
popular.
with Talia. Because it's
Some might say
Talia,
I'm the
but
father of
it's-
5
Talia.
children.
We'll just go with Talia. We'll go with Talia. Talia's easier.
I mean, we're not that young.
Hush you.
Lumilia, the 5-year-old, 18-year-old.
Stradora, the 15-year-old.
Alright. Alright. So she's gonna stand in the doorway and wave and say, "Oh, again, I cannot thank you so much for clearing up that situation. when Aswander told me that you didn't kill Belisfer, she shakes her head and says, well, I mean, I'd say I would have put a knife through his neck, but I had the chance and I didn't either, so she shrugs.
I wanted to.
As she's saying all this, I tell her to come in and sit down at the, I assume, family table.
If it's any consolation, I was half tempted to stick an arrow through his head, so you're not alone. I think we all wanted to kill him at one point or another.
I'm so glad you're not a murderer, though.
She's a murderer. She just didn't kill the 16 additional people.
Yeah, sure.
The door's
Why
in a
not
corner
kill
full
my
of push-ups.
boss? Why don't you?
Yeah, well, it's
Boss
kind
was
of
evil and an asshole.
well, it's kind
Get
of
over it.
a difficult scenario when you're not mentally able to control yourself.
Hey, I would just like to state that she went back for that sword, so she's at least on the hook for the other 3.
Shh.
Talia is going to speak up and say, well, I would like you to know I checked in with Light Oncog this morning, and as of right now, I am a Lonagian citizen with no charges or crimes against her name.
Congratulations.
Oh, good. I don't have to be your handler.
Happy for you.
She's
Celebration eggs?
going to smile and say, all right, so I am now planning a big con. We can get you that sword and whatever else they have. I'll take that and I can sell it off to some contacts.
Okay, so now we're going to become accomplices. Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine.
I mean,
I'm sitting
Sword
here
doesn't
listening
belong to
to
these
this
people anyway.
Talia's gonna shrug and say, it's only a crime if you get caught.
She's right.
I'm just going to look very like
you know he's a cop, right?
she doesn't
No,
not
know.
a cop.
He's a
an
private
investigator.
investigator. And it's only his problem if somebody hires it to be his problem.
Ooh.
Unless he has a strong sense of morals, and I glare at him.
Given that he's lied to me and his boss, I doubt it.
Good point.
No, I still have morals.
Just not very good ones.
Hush you.
He's not wrong.
Talia's going to point at Lumilia and say, ooh, I like her. If you don't want to do the lying, just leave that to me then.
So what's the con? I've never done a con. That'll be fun.
Please calm down, Lemelia.
But I've never done a con. We
It's
weren't
fun.
allowed at the temple.
Don't get overexcited.
Trust
I mean,
me,
there are
nothing
reasons for that.
important.
She's going to speak up and say, well, with, this was stuff I was supposed to know before the session, but just give me 1 second. I have it open, I just didn't read it. Oh, who are those dead people?
Intense music starts playing.
Yeah, Tet and Zauz. Oh, and Gesk. Okay, so let's see. I've got 4 dead criminals. Who's this? Criminals killed by Talia and Tet. Who is this? Ooh, okay. She's going to say, well, and with Tet and Ilif dead. Or I'm sorry. With Tet and Zao's dead, that's gonna leave a power vacuum. I have an idea of a couple of people that might, who might be able to fill that gap, and that would sweep in. And I bet if we find them, we'll probably find all the stuff that Zao's and Tet had. And if we find their belongings, she looks at Stradora and say, well, you find your sword.
I like the sound of this. Mostly because it gets me my sword.
Why is it your sword again?
Yeah. Please explain that to us.
I'm sorry, is it not self-evident?
No.
No. It doesn't seem
Aswander
like
will
you-
speak up and say, I didn't think you were a follower of Lilia. And full faith.
I'm not.
So then it's not your sword.
No, it is my sword. Because the thing is that history books lie to you.
Well, yeah, it's an evil sword.
As history dictates, the Sky Queen Atoma was visited in her dreams where she saw the sword and woke up with it through her chest. She then used that sword to engage in a holy war with Arthur Sarai, where she mortally wounded Galesong, hence its name Stormbreak. I know, through additional anecdotal evidence, that the sword was actually gifted by Ranulta, likely for all of the purposes history dictates. I am a follower of the Forgotten Song. Forgotten Song followers' bloods run through my veins. Additionally, the blood of Sky Queens runs through my veins. So, by that extension, as a Lilnagian royalty with a connection to the Gatekeeper, I am the only one fully qualified to wield the sword.
Aswandra is going to hold up like a hand, like stopping you, and say, "Hold on, did you say history books lie? Who would write a history book that's filled with lies? Why would someone do that?"
No.
I mean, why
Pat
would
Oswandry on the
Say
head.
Well,
history
like,
is written by the victors.
No. I'm pausing all of you. Approximately 24 years ago, this country led a genocide of the Forgotten Song followers. Do you think that they'd be okay with their history books detailing that one of their Sky Queens got a gift from the Gatekeeper?
That's a good point. Honestly.
It's the same way you leave out important things about stories. Like, if we were talking about yesterday, we're not going to mention that we showed up intending to interrogate him.
Also, do you remember the trial of wisdom? If those visions were correct, then we've been painting a much rosier picture of the time the gift was given.
That is true.
What's
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's-
Don't worry about it. We'll talk to you about it in passing at some point.
Speaking
Maybe
of the
when...
trials, though, we've
Hashtag
completed the trial of
Milsarai.
power now, right?
We did, mostly because of Aussie.
Yeah. How do we let Eshus know?
I think he knows already.
It's Eshus. He was probably off slacking off, having a drink, and having answers that we want, but he's not going to tell us. At least forthright.
He told us that he'll be wherever we least expect him. So, if I had to put odds on it,
I'm gonna open the nearest closet door.
he's either in this room somewhere, outside pretending to be a beggar, or he's somehow managed to become a guard for Stormbreak and will say hi to us when we grab it.
I was gonna say it might be actually when we go to. I was gonna put my money on that he's gonna be there with your dad.
I really do open the closet door to check for Eshus.
You do not see him in there.
Shame.
just look
to be
at
so
it
Also,
going,
I guess
"Why
after
in your
ranting about,
closet?"
why it's my sword, I guess I'll turn to Talia and be like, "Hi, Stradora Drakealandir."
She's going to nod and wait. Does she know who you are? What? There's a 40% chance I said that people know Stradora. Let me roll the die. So above 60, she does. Below 60, she does not. She's gonna say, "Hi, Talia. No last name, or no
I'm
family
going
name."
to slide in front of Stradora and go and hold out my hand and go, "Hi, familiar Aspire. Nice to meet you."
And she's going to smile and say, "Talia. No family name."
Me too.
I'm just gonna kind of back up and get a little closer to Alessandria. Not for the normal reasons I do that, but mostly because I feel like I've seen this before in my own reflection.
Okay, look, this is a very attractive woman who may or may not have committed murder. What do you expect of me?
No, I'm just saying, like, oh, wait a minute, is this me? Like, turns to Alessandria, is this, it's like you're a mirror. What?
As you're standing next to Alessandria's attention is elsewhere. She is looking at Anderson, mouthing words to him.
I'll just set up a mental link to make this easier for both of us.
I always forget you can do that.
Yeah, I can do it. It's a nice little trick.
Alessandria mouths the words to you as this is all going on. I didn't want to interrupt like the other roleplay. She mouths the words to you. I'm going to tell them about what we discussed. At which point, as you set up the mental link, she's going to say, with the discussion on Esches, I think they should be aware about the other fragment in the world.
Well, the 2 fragments, but yeah.
You didn't mention the site, at least in the roleplay conversation.
I'll be honest, as a player, I kind of forgot which one the other one was.
Yeah, Martland told you 3 was missing. Esches only told you 2 were missing. Andrea knows 2 are missing, and you told her there's another one, Ambition.
Well, like,
so her assumption
we know where
is
one is.
Yeah, her
is
assumption is the voice is her, and then the ambition's the other. This is all stuff that I want to make sure that isn't getting muddied in, any type of discussion. This is all very intentional. Like, this is not me stumbling over myself. The information that has been given to you has been given from the different perspectives of NPCs, and not everyone has the whole picture. So Esha said 2 are missing. Also, Andrea knows 2 are missing. She knows she is 1.
Did
you told
say
her
Esha
about
said 3 were missing, and that Martland said there were 2 missing?
No,
Martland
said there were
said
3. Esha said 2. At which point,
That was the other way around.
yeah. At which point, also Andrea is going to speak up from this mental link, and she's going to say, speaking of Eshes, I don't think we should bother him. Apparently there's, you know how I'm me and I have Kalfira's voice? Apparently there's another person or something with Kalfira's ambition out in the world. It's the other piece that he said was missing. He could be busy
someone's
attending
walking
to
around
it.
with the ambition of a shatterer?
More or less.
That doesn't sound great.
Yeah, just some context clues. Probably a cultist.
I don't feel as bad as lying anymore.
There's a difference between lying and not saying anything.
Fair.
Also, it's not like we've been lying by omission. It just hasn't come up in conversation yet.
I don't know, how do you
think-
casually bring up that you're fighting an ancient shatterer?
Talia is going to, like, a big smile is going to go across her face and say, I think I stumbled into something juicy.
You did.
Yes, actually a couple of things juicy.
Fighting shatterers is a family business.
Speaking of, I really like you so far. You seem great. If you tell anyone outside this room what we're doing, I'll have to kill you. Please don't.
And
She will. I pipe up and say, "Yeah, she will kill you."
Talia's going to say, look, I'm just saying, I could get us in the room with some people who'd pay a lot of money for this information.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. Because those same people tend to be the ones getting in our way.
She shrugs, though, and she's going to say, look, I try and keep a low profile, selling information about shatterers and ancient gods masquerading around the world. She shakes her head. It's just not my particular forte.
No one would be surprised about an ancient god masquerading.
I mean,
Let's be honest.
like, they're well known for it, to be honest.
Yeah, but if you ever tell somebody where they are, droves of their followers go after and try and find them.
As if we know where Ashes is.
I would say no. Eshes just kind of shows up whenever he wants.
Yeah, last time
We don't
saw
know where he is.
You are all able to roll a free history check.
Yeah. I was gonna say, wait, would I? Would I know
DC, I'm gonna say 13.
Gale Song abducted me into a stable. I don't know what Ashes is doing.
I mean, despite your history check, like, my answer remains the same.
Oh, Anderson, Stradora, and Sergey. You all know Eshes is traveling around in the entourage as disguised as a scholar in the entourage of Dilo and Rona. You have reason to believe he's doing something at the university, or at least something in her company.
He's with Dilo right now, pretending to be Mon, so like... I guess.
that was him.
We
Yeah,
need
I'm
to
saying
go
that's
to the
not stuff
university
you have
anyway,
to,
so Alessandria can
share
start learning
with-
magic.
Actually, give me a second.
I was just saying the party does have a decent idea where Eshes is.
My answer doesn't change, because it's more of a generalization. Of just
Yeah,
like,
that's
he
fair.
just shows up whenever.
All right. At that though, Talia is gonna say, all right, so if I get you this really good kill sword, you can go and kill whoever this other person is with this shatterer ambition, right?
Kip,
Is that
not
the plan?
entirely honestly, not really sure what they're gonna do with it once we find it. I find it. I don't know. I don't want to drag you into my drama that I'm now a part of.
When we find it, it's going on my hip, and I will use it to do with whatever I please.
Not the thing I
Is
was
the
talking
sword
about.
going to do what it did to that Sky Queen to you?
Wait, yeah. Why wouldn't you end up just killing all of us?
No, I'm
Maybe
referring
I
to
like all of
specifically.
you.
No, what I'm stating is the sword. Are you going to be able to survive getting stabbed by that sword?
Please, I'm sturdy. I come from good stock.
She comes from Stadora stock, which admittedly is very tough.
Lumilia,
Lumilia,
be on standby.
Lumilia, if you run out of spell slots, let me know. I'm going to save one to at least have healing word up
I should have plenty. Don't worry.
or cure wounds up.
Worst case scenario, channel divinity.
Fair enough.
Talia is going to shrug and say, well, to be honest, if I get you that sword and you go on a killing spree and you get rid of everybody in that den, then I mean, I kind of walk away from that pretty rich, so...
So I'm glad that this is mutually beneficial.
Considering it's illegal to kill, I'm going to try and get as little debt as possible on my hands.
I just have a question. Is group accountability a thing in your country, or is it specifically who smited it, gets dieted it?
I mean, it can vary. They were going to pin 16 deaths on Talia that she did. Well, I mean, we know that they didn't commit them, but I mean, even Bellissiver is going to have to deal with them. And technically speaking, he didn't put the knife to any of them. So basically, if you aid and abet, if they can prove that you helped me get the sword, and then I went on a killing spree, and you were aware of that, maybe.
Oh well, let's go.
Good thing to know. Alright, so non-lethal, got it. Make sure I don't use the bow too often.
Stradora, on the off chance you go on a murder spree, I will restrain you.
That's fine.
Talia is going to say...
I'll kill you second to last.
Well, one sec. I don't have a plan or the person we're looking for or where they're located or bunkered down yet. I've got a meeting with a contact. And, if we bring too many people, we'll spook her. Talia's going to point towards Lumilia and say, I'll take hot stuff there, and we can arrange a meeting.
I should probably join too.
No,
You're a private detective. Why would you
you're
join?
a private detective and known in this area.
Hot stuff?
Isn't Lumilia wearing a symbol of Soyesa currently?
Not at the moment.
Oh, okay. I thought you were switching between the two of them.
I have been, but I wear the Gelsong by default.
Okay. Yeah, at which point, Talia is going to shrug and say she's got a fire.
Okay.
Although,
I mean, I breathe
think
fire.
I
think Scale Pride could stick together.
I do have connections to Europe. So
I'm just gonna warn you guys right now. I may end up getting kicked out.
Of the city?
Things keep flickering in my house.
Oh,
yeah,
the
Oh, you meant okay.
same.
No, I have no issues where I'm at. Is there a storm tonight?
No, well, snow.
2 of the 3 Minnesota people are struggling. Great.
I have a very solid connection. And
Well,
my line.
Do you need a few moments? Or are you good to keep going? Because I wouldn't mind using the rest.
Oh
of
no,
them.
I'm fine. It's just like the lights flickered twice, so
Okay.
it's more like I'm not experiencing internet problems. It just like feels like my power's about to go out.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
But
No,
if there's a
okay.
surge.
I'll
I think we're connected to
Discord
different
up.
grids.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more than likely.
Anyways, wait, would you be willing to let Mango in there just in case you need an extra thing?
Yeah, Mango can ride with me.
Alright.
I mean,
I don't think this is a job for Aussie or me.
Yeah, maybe don't
No.
bring the royalty. Hmm.
it's like, I mean, I can be close by in case something happens, but otherwise I don't see a reason to be physically there.
I'll go.
I wouldn't mind having
Well,
Kenneth or Anderson on standby nearby.
Talia is going to lean back and kick her feet up on the table, and
sorry, what?
shake. She's going to lean back in her chair, kick her feet on the table, and shake her head, and say, I'm telling you, this lady spooks easily. Only deals with females.
That's why I'm leaving Mango.
Oh, that's suspect.
I'm just
Yeah, I'll take
staring,
Mango and
blinking
put her
at
on
her
my
as she
shoulder.
props her feet up while I'm drinking my coffee at the table. Like,
Wait a minute. Can I ask, what's the name of this contact?
Does Talia know her name? She'll say, I did some poking and found it. She didn't give it out originally. Invited me to some event forever ago with a bunch of fancy
What's her
upstart
name?
people. Sus story.
May I roll a history check?
Go for it. This is gonna be on the this is gonna be on the nearly impossible scale.
Fair enough.
Talia will include and say, I'm telling you, she keeps a low profile and is very selective about who she lets around. But she'll
Nat
have the
20
info
turns
we
out
need.
she's his cousin.
Yeah, you know what?
Yes.
That's fine. I'm going to double down on my earlier statement about Aussie and I not being involved in this.
I
Lemuria,
agree.
Please don't
Yes.
kill this one this time.
When have I killed one of our contacts?
You
When
poor-
the,
it's like you
I'm
sweet thing.
pretty sure when they invaded the castle and she dunked your head into a pot of soup.
Oh,
That's
wait.
private.
Well, she deserved
What I'm
it.
getting at is this is probably one of them.
But then they won't actually die, so does it matter?
Talia's gonna look a little confused at this conversation and say, one of them?
Your contact with
I
cultists?
crushed a lady's skull once, and it turns out they come back to life.
Basically, it's a cult that only hires women from what
It
I'm
may not-
understanding.
Yeah.
She's gonna shake her head and say, no, she's running some fancy investment pyramid scheme.
So it might be the
fine.
cult.
Look, you don't...
Don't worry about it.
Look,
No.
it's cool. Your contact's part of a female death cult. We're not judging.
Talia's gonna shake her head and say, I barely know the lady. I just remembered her name so I could try and scam her later.
So
That's cool.
when's the meeting?
She'll lean over and look out to the window and say, about 2 hours, when the sun's just getting over shadow side.
Alright.
So about at least half an hour before you guys go, I might be within, a half an hour distance, just so that way I can give some visual support.
Okay.
I should probably be in the vicinity as well.
I.e.,
Well, y'all
using
make
these sense.
strategy plans. I'm gonna go clean my scales.
I guess I should get dressed.
Sergey, do you mind if we use the reach? I need to shave again. Feeling itchy.
Again?
Wait, I need the bathroom. I need to clean my scales.
You can do your
How many
skills
bathrooms
first.
are there?
I look at Claw like, you just said, what?
The party is able to
Fine,
go
whatever.
about and do their grooming. Upon which, when it's finished, Willow, are you comfortable with Talia, Mango, and Lumilia heading out to the meeting location?
Sure.
All right.
Die.
As that is happening, some big bombshells were kind of dropped on the party by Andrea and Anderson. I'm going to give you guys space to discuss them. I normally don't take restroom breaks, but I need to run to the restroom real quick. I've been drinking way too much water. So I'll give everybody a couple minutes to discuss them. I've got my headset on, though, and I'm listening. But yeah, Lumilia and Talia and Mango head out.
So there's another one, well, I mean, there's only one Aussie, but I guess another one like Aussie.
And you said the one to watch out is ambition, and that's kind of vague on how that can manifest, considering Aussie's voice manifests as her talking around.
Right, her voice literally is magic.
Right. So ambition is like what? They're really driven. Like it's kind of a vague
Maybe it's like an
concept.
aura thing, you know? Maybe it's something similar, but like more passive.
Like, I vaguely remember this when I was inside of Mango's head during the Red Dinner Part 2. Didn't Oro give you guys some kind of inspiration and stuff like that? Maybe it's something similar to that, where not necessarily the voice, but their like demeanor and that they just have this kind of a paladin-like aura to them, or where they kind of force people to follow them just by what they want, more so than what they say.
I mean, that makes a certain amount of sense. My mom's real inspiring. Her, like, personality is so forceful it boldens you.
Alright, so this is probably that on a maybe more potent scale.
More than likely.
I wonder if it also affects Shattered.
What about
Most likely.
this ambition, though? Like, I mean, did Martin say anything specific?
Jackal. We're in a conversation involving you. Were you paying attention?
No, was not. Doing something. What's up?
Did Martland say anything specific about ambition or the other spirits?
Mostly that it was his biggest regret, but nothing more specific than that.
Did he mention about any of the other spirits that might give us a hint of what this one can do?
Ambition. No, that never really. That did not come up.
I am back, by the way, Jackal. If you need a history check or anything, let me know.
Quick history check. Did he ever mention anything about the power of ambition, or just like keep an eye out for ambition?
I won't make you roll a history check for recalling what was said, because we just had that conversation with Andrea. If you want additional details that he didn't provide, that's where the history is going to go. But for what he said was that perhaps ambition is a lost cause. Don't worry about her.
Ambition is a lost cause. Don't worry about her.
Yeah, and then he said perhaps if you could unite the voice with the sight, you could have a surmountable defense for whatever's coming.
Unite the voice with the scythe.
Sight.
With the sight?
Is that all you say? Sight.
Oh, with the sight. I thought you said scythe.
Is that all you say? Do you not say the stuff about ambition?
No. I'll say the stuff about basically, like, ambition is a lost cause. Don't worry too much about it. Just find it and deal with it. We might have a chance if we unite the voice with the sight.
Wait, so there's a third one missing?
Oh, yeah, there's a third one missing. Did I not mention that?
No, you didn't.
You did not. Like,
also, Andrew is gonna speak up and say, "No, Ash just said he was only missing 2 pieces."
Well, then I guess Martin.
Martlin happens to know that the sight is also out. And he's on the bridge, locked in the relative vicinity of them, as he's kind of.
I mean, I don't know. Are you sure? Because it feels like you only half paid attention to your own dreams.
It's not that I half paid attention. I don't know. I was having a mental breakdown. But yes, I'm positive.
So there's 3 out there: sight, voice, and ambition.
Yes, and
We know what the
ambition is
voice
a lot.
can do. Ambition's a lost cause. Sight, and we have a chance if we unite sight and sound, basically.
Can we talk about voice? Like, can we not talk about voice? Like, it's not Osandria. Can we? She's right here. She has a name, a face, an identity, hopes and dreams.
I mean, sorry. He is going to have a genuine look on his face to us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for referring to that. It's just on how I retain information.
And the saddest thing you're ever gonna hear, she's gonna shake her hand and say, "Oh no, I'm used to it."
Oh,
Like,
ouch.
not even phased.
So, Osuandria, if we unite Osuandria with someone who has sight, which I feel sight might be able to see people's true motivations or desires. I don't know. Maybe it might be something akin to true sight.
I don't know about that because Aussie has true sight.
Then I don't know what it would be able to do.
It might be, you know how Aussie can use her voice to exert power over others? It might be something similar with sight.
So basically, they just have to give you just have to look at somebody, and then you immediately can make them do whatever the hell you want by just looking at them.
Just,
I
like,
don't know how it works.
Like flutter your eyes and give like a wink, and then it's just like, yeah, I'll do whatever you want.
Do I look like an expert on the Shatterer's powers? I don't fucking know.
Like you're
No,
the
but-
one closest to it, and can
I
directly.
just haven't.
Well, maybe if somebody used a 30-minute dream to ask important questions about the Shatterer instead of if he's gay or not, we would be somewhere more useful.
I did not ask that.
That is an important question, though.
Wait, is this in character or is this out of character?
Oh no, that was
No,
that was
no.
in character.
Yeah, it's all in character.
I did not ask that, alright? I was more just wondering, specifically, like, if I was him in a past life, or if this was something else, and I got my answer for that. Fucking, my mind wasn't exactly on the Shatterer at the time. It just happened to go there after a while. Alright, like, I know I'll be able to contact him again, though maybe not as clearly. I can ask him then. As soon as I figure out how.
So you used your best window to ask him any question you possibly could have, and you asked him if he liked to play footsies with Calfear.
No! I asked him if I was him!
Also, Andrea is going to say, how did you speak to him so clearly? Can you just do it again?
No, you remember when we made a deal with, the demon lady?
Wait, pipe up. Wait.
Fien
what-
Irala? No, Reyna wouldn't let me talk to her.
Yeah, that was probably for the best. I made a deal with her, and basically she has the power to manipulate souls.
Anderson,
Yeah.
come here, please.
You already smacked me once.
No, see, now I'm smacking you for wasting your demon gift.
Just like, come here, chill.
I'm just gonna come over with my head low.
Smack!
Osuandria, are you ready to go? Oh, sorry, no, Osuandria's not going.
I tell Anderson,
I'm waiting
come
on
over
this
to
thing.
me.
I want
No,
to say you would
fuck
actually
you
be
don't
gone.
have
I want to
that
say this conversation is after the leaving.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Because my brain blanked
Okay.
and just like, wait, no.
Now that I've smacked you and that we've sufficiently covered that you wasted your demon gift that you never should have had in the first place, what are we gonna do while they're talking to a death cultist?
Catching me up on why you were talking to a death cultist.
Because what do you mean a death cultist? The death cultist is Talia's thing. You talk about the demon. The demon
Yeah.
was the demon asked Osandria if she wanted to marry her, and we had to tell her no.
Also,
I'm going to now zone out, by the way. Sorry if I'm
No,
unresponsive.
It
Also,
makes just as much sense as it sounds.
yeah. Also, Andrea is going to like just nod at this. You know, none of it really phasing her as she goes on and says, "Well, also, I prefer to be optimistic. Alona Guy's a matriarchy, well, it might not be the same group.
Oh, look at
True.
all of it. You like,
But-
what the?
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. We're a matriarchy. If you wanted to be part of a female-centric anything, you could just join the Risen. Or the Sun Yith. Or really any of our institutions. You do not have to be that shady and be a woman-centric organization in this town.
That's true. So what do the men do? Do the women just run everything? What do the guys do?
Well, the men can be Risen now, even though, as we've seen, that has some of its follies. But that's not fair. There are plenty of corrupt Risen women. It happens. They're actually okay. You can serve in the Sun Yith as a man. I said that more as a, embellishment. My dad was in the Sun Yith for a little bit, though. Just for the sake of things. You can be a Supreme Light and be a man, even though that always doesn't work out. But again, we've probably had corrupt women Supreme Lights, but I've only heard of a corrupt man one, and he's dead now, so that's fine. I mean, you can own a business.
I wonder if maybe a Threads of Fate.
You can run our you can run our religion, but you can't run our country.
It's true.
On the subject of business, maybe I should talk to my dad. Maybe we should open up a chain, get one started over here. What do you think? Where do you think would be a good location for a Threads of Fate tailor?
Like an actual tailor, like you open up a thread shop or whatever. I'd do it in Sky's Reach.
Ooh.
Do you know how often those wizards probably set themselves on fire? They could probably use some good stitch work.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I'll
how
send a
much
letter to
blood
my
I
dad
got on
about
my
the
suit?
idea. I'm sure he'll like it.
All right. So how about we jump over to Lumilia, Mango, and Talia. Oh, before we do, did anybody want to say any final things on the discussion before the party goes off in idle chitter chatter?
Plot relevant things? No.
I'm just going to start writing some papers.
All right. Lumilia, let's see. You are walking with Talia, and let me grab my notes for this, because you guys are going to be going to a specific place. All right. Okay, so you're going to be walking with Talia, and she explains to you, she is leading you to one of the nicer inns in town. And when you get there, what is this? Is this it? No, this is not it. When you get there, she is going to just kind of give you the rundown. Can you still hear me, by the way? Weird, my headset just kind of...
I was muted. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
I know.
All right. So yeah, when you get there, she is going to be giving Lumilia the rundown, and she will say, let me pull up her character. There we
I'm
go.
going to casually tuck the Symbol of Gale song away in my dress.
Okay, she's going to say, all right, this lady has a little insight to what is going in, or what's going on with the upper ranks of the crime world here. She doesn't know who I am or that I'm a con woman. She knows me by Lucille, and you should refer to me as such.
Okay. Lucille.
And it's probably best if we don't use your real name in case anything we do or say might come back to bite us.
All
Better
right.
for them
Any
to chase a...
suggestions?
Let's see. You know what? I'll roll you a name at random, actually.
Oh no.
Your name is Greg.
Greg. She's gonna say, how about Ela?
Sure. Lumelila.
Lumilila. All right. As you approach the tavern, it is a very, very nice looking place upon Southern or South River Way. And let me pull this up, and then we'll get started. All right. So, as you step into this place, there are, and I'm going to play some more music to give us a little bit of a background. How about this? And I'll end that. There we go. All right. As you step into this place, there is a healthy crowd here. Different people sitting at different tables. Most of these people look sober, and they are. Most of these people look sober, and you see just like upper class. Well, not upper class. There's no class in Ilderon Tales, but more well-off citizens, like just well-dressed here. Everybody's, either smiling or talking or exchanging deals or working out, whatever trade agreements or stuff that they're on. You can tell that this is a tavern, but no one really stays here. This is more of a place of business. There are 3 separate floors, upon which the opening of the opening of the center entertainment floor can be seen from all 3 floors. And looking up to the upper floors, you can still see there's even people up there and talking. Talia is going to walk in, and one of the serving staff walking by with a platter. She's going to say, "Hi, I'm here to meet with Susdori. She's a elf of Dorai, Lil Dorai. She runs a investment business." The woman is going to nod and say, "Oh, yeah, she reserved a whole corner of the upper floor for you. I can lead you up there." And Talia's going to wave her hand and say, No, I'm perfectly fine to walk on my own." At which point, Talia and Lumilia begin ascending the stairs. Arriving at the upper floor, you can see the ring around this center open area is occupied, but once you get away from the ring, there's actually quite a bit of open space up here along the walls. Near one of the walls, you're going to see a woman sitting near a window, bathing in the sunlight. And let's show her to everybody. She smiles as she sees Talia and Lumilia approaching. Susdori is going to stand up, and she's going to extend her arms out of a little bit open and a little bit down to the side, as she says, "Ah, Lucy, I'm so glad you could make it." At which point, Talia is going to say, "Yeah, I was just out of town for a little bit on some other personal business matters. This is my girlfriend, Ela Susdori."
Hi, it's great to meet you.
Susdori is going to say, "Oh, well, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you too. When I heard from Lucille that she was interested in joining our circle and joining our guild, you can imagine I was surprised, but even more surprised when she said that she was bringing a recruit." At which point, Talia is going to look at Lumilia and smile as she takes her seat.
She does tend to do things without warning.
Susdori is going to sit down and say, "Yes. Well, you can imagine my surprise when you weren't at the gala. We went through so much effort to reach out to you. Lu- Lucy, Talia's going to say, "Oh, yeah, again, I'm sorry, I just get so busy with my investments and the people I have to keep happy. You know the life of a merchant, always chasing coin.
Put my hand over hers and kind of look sympathetic. Like, you've been so busy lately.
At which point, Sastori is going to say, specifically, I understand that life. That's why we wanted to reach out to you and provide you all the funding that you need to pursue the life that you want. And Talia's going to nod and say, well, yeah, actually, I wasn't here specifically to take you up on that offer just yet. Sastori's going to say, we don't make this offer. Often we don't make this offer more than once. You should consider yourself blessed to have it made to you a second time. Talia's going to nod and say, well, I was actually hoping to partner with some other people that you've accepted into your ranks. Some people who might not be as determined to find the coin that they need. I was hoping maybe to absorb their business enterprises into my own, since they're a little bit better off now. You know, I don't feel right if I don't work for something. Sastori is going to exhale, look towards one of the serving staff, and raise her hand and say, I'll need a drink, whatever wine you have. The woman's going to nod as the serving staff walks off. Sastori's going to say, well, that's really disappointing to hear. Talia's going to say, well, you know, I can't be tied down right now. I've got too many working cogs. Sastori's going to say, well, I'll tell you what. There is one individual within our ranks who wants to leave our circle. And she's looking for an out because her practices have expanded her investments and her practices have expanded further than she anticipated they would grow. If those practices weren't around, though, she might be more inclined to stay a part of our circle. I could use you as a little bit of encouragement for her. Talia is going to nod, and she's going to say, well, I remember that event you invited me to. You invited Zaz and Tate there. Sastori is going to nod and say, terrible shame that they both died. Talia looks away and says, yeah, it is. But there was another woman from their region. We wouldn't be happy, or another woman from Father Rose Barrows. We wouldn't be happy to both be talking about Zansia, would you? And Sastori is going to say, Zansia is one of the people that we pour our investment in, and yes, her enterprises have expanded beyond what she initially anticipated before she accepted our offer. Talia's going to say, well, great. Where is she at? Where is she keeping her stock? Like, if you point me in her direction, I can get on this immediately. Sastori is going to say, you might have better words and might have a more upbeat attitude, and you might even be dressed finer, but you wear the mantle of a pickpocket. Talia's going to say, it's just aggressive business practices. At which point, Sastori's going to say, she's absorbed several gangs inside of Father's Way borough. I can give you the location of her den. She's been rather resilient to members of our circle, though, lately. Not accepting any messenger. If you come on my behalf, you won't at all be very persuasive. Talia's going to shake her head and say, "Oh, well, don't mind me. I'm, if anything, I'm persuasive. Or if not anything, I'm persuasive." Story is going to say, "Well, I'll need you to deliver another gift for me." She'll look into her satchel and pull out a small necklace. And with it, she'll stop and start writing on a piece of parchment. And she'll say the words as she's writing them and say, "Tell her our magnanimity shouldn't be taken for granted. Then she accepts our offer and she simply withdraws from it. There are consequences for such things. In any case, whatever your business is with her investments and her lot, that is yours and yours alone." She finishes writing the note and hands it to Talia. And she's going to look up to her and say, "I don't like being declined twice. Lucille. Know next time that if you contact me again like this, and you set me up simply for disappointment, if you ever travel outside this forsaken country, I will have your head." Talia...
Narrow my eyes.
Talia
threatens
is...
my girlfriend.
Talia's going
Go
to
fake her.
smile a big toothy grin and say, "Well, I don't think I'll be leaving the city walls anytime soon. Thank you, Sus. It's been wonderful." She's going to smile blandly and say, "A pleasure, truly." At which point, Talia is going to stand up and hold out her hand and say, "My dear."
I'm taking that hand.
Sus Story is going to say, "Wait, you said you weren't interested, but is she still interested in joining? I was lured here with the promise of a recruitment." Talia is going to swallow a lump in her throat and say, "Well, you know, I think that she would just be happier at my side if, this works out. Maybe if it doesn't work out, then she'll be back here. But I mean, I don't know. If I get all of Xansia's stock, the way I see it is Xansia will be devoted to your cause, I'll be rich, and Ela here can be a beautiful trophy bride." Story is going to say, "And if you don't get Xansia's stock, and I don't meet with Ela, then who comes out behind on this deal?" Talia's going to bite her lip and say, "Well, that would be you, I suppose." "Precisely." She's going to gesture to the table and say, "Ela, dear, sit down, will you?"
Glance at Talia and then sit back down.
Talia is going to work. Or Talia's going to look at you, and then she's going to say, "I'm going to get us a drink, dear. I'll be right back."
Thank you.
She brushes your hair behind your ear, and she leans down to give you a kiss on the cheek. As she does, Talia is going to whisper, she's going to whisper to her, or to you, and say, "Don't let her nice words fool you. They're a crime syndicate. They use magic and they're into dark stuff. I don't know what it is, but they've got a lot of coin and they're willing to put it in a lot of places to get important people to follow them." She kisses you on the cheek and says, "I'll be right back," and walks down the stairs for a moment. So Story's going to say, "So did Lucy, or did Lucille explain the breadth of our offer?"
Not properly. I wasn't actually aware she was planning to reject it. I thought we would be joining together. Could you tell me a bit more about it?
She nods and says, "Yes, I work for a circle from the shores of Rion. We've been looking to expand into some more of the Sarai nations of the world. We're looking for people who not only are interested in furthering their own needs, but could be dedicated to the things that we believe in. In which case, you only need to explain your goals and aims, and we can help enable those. And in return, we ask that you do the same for us."
What is it that you believe in?
She's going to say, "Well, the rules and laws of some of these nations that guide the world are, be it archaic," and that's coming from an Ilderon. She chuckles.
I chuckle with it, like, I agree with that.
We don't want to have coups and overthrow nations and rebuild them from the ground up, but we do want to build a better world. And for that, we thought the best way to do it might be influencing the hearts of Sarai. Why come as a fist of destruction when you can come as an alm of aid?
I suppose so. Not all people will listen if you come bearing aid, though.
And not all things turn out if you come with destruction. I recall a young idealist who desired change for her nation, and that ended in almost a bloody eradication of half the nation.
Oh? Which nation was that?
She's gonna say, "Red X, my dear. The darn place is a mess." In any case, there is a small arcane ritual upon which we can go through. And of course, everything will be in writing. I know how Ililnagians like it.
I'm not actually a Lilnagian. I traveled here for work and stayed after meeting Lucine. I'm still getting used to the city.
I'm not going to make you roll a deception check because she doesn't have any reason to disbelieve you. At which point she's going to say, "Oh, all the more likely where prospects like you are our ideal investment. We can give you enough gold so you can establish yourself and be well on your own way."
After coming here, I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with myself. But this sounds perfect. Would I be able to take some time and really think about what my goals are and how I could help?
Story is going to nod and say, "Yes, give it a thought, but by 10th day, I doubt there'll be time left for you to ponder." You can see we are rather aggressive, and we are seeking people to fill the roles upon which that we need in our ranks. And
Of course.
as soon as those roles are filled, the opportunities for others dry up.
I'm sure I can settle my mind before then.
You can imagine when I read of Lucille's accolades and her accomplishments, I was breathtaken by them. I had to have her in my circle, but alas, this is what you do when you put yourself out there. The servant, or not servant, the serving staff's going to come and set down the glass of wine and then a bottle on the table. After she does, a few moments later, Talia's walking back upstairs, and she's going to say, "All right, Ela, are you ready to go, dear? We've got things to do while the sun's still out."
Oh, of course. I'll get up a little bit flustered and wipe off my skirt. It's been wonderful to talking to you, Miss Sastore.
She's going to nod and say, the prospects of a young, beautiful individual such as yourself joining our ranks, it just fills me with such joy. And it's been wonderful talking to you too.
I'm flattered. Thank you.
Talia
Let's go.
is going to take your arm and walk out of there, or walk away from the table. She's going to say, I mean, all criminals in Dawkinsdale talk a little bit something like that, so you can understand why I was excited when I got offered a lot of gold to do some crimes.
I wanted to smash her face.
Yeah, she's saying this as you're walking away, but when I showed up to the first meeting, they are crazy.
I wanted to smash her face in. All right.
Oh, all right.
She gave me till 10th day to make up my mind, so expect an angry letter.
I'm confused. It is 10th day.
Is it?
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
You have until the end of today to make up your mind.
I'm sorry. Next 10th day. She would have said next 10th day. At the coming week. All right. So that said, I'm assuming Talia and Lumilia head back to the party.
Yeah.
All right. So as you do, chaos factor.
What?
Talia is going to look down at the note, and she's going to say, "You know, we have the location of the hideout. We could drop by over there and just kind of look what's in there, what guards they have, maybe do a little quick talking,
While I would
get our
love
hands on
to,
anything before everybody else comes and raids the place with us."
If we do, Stradora will actually kill us.
That's not true.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that. Come on. We don't care about the rest of the stock, just the sword. You'll get plenty.
Talia is going to shrug, and she will head back to the Sergei's house with everybody else.
Most of them
The
are rich
hideout.
nobles anyway, so they don't need the money.
Yeah,
Ooh, are we going to pull a payday too?
at which point, everybody is back together. Lumilia and Talia show back up. Talia has a note and a necklace, upon which she holds up the note and says, "We got the location. I'm pretty sure Xanthia's probably running things in the burrows now. If we bust in there and you guys can do the fighting, but all we really have to do is convince her that this Sustori lady is a little bit more threatening, and that she wants to leave her criminal enterprises behind. It's pretty much a win-win-win-win-win for everyone.
So, do we have to do any fighting, or do you think we can talk our way out of this?
Bit of both.
Most likely fight our way out.
Talia is going to say, well, see, Zansia is what we call, amongst our circle, one of the rats. She picks at the scraps that the other crime lords and the members of the Ruby Shadow leave behind. She does the brute force, the killing, the murdering, the stabbing, the robbing, that sort of stuff. Without, or rather, it's probably a new role for her in the rank that she's in. And I don't know. Honestly, I can't tell. I haven't had much business with her. And I'll roll her a history check, and she'll say, I hired her to help overturn a caravan, but she never showed. So I don't know much about her, other than just seeing each other. I just think when one of the rats gets into positions like this, she doesn't know how to negotiate and talk like a normal person, so...
While everyone's talking, I'm gonna switch my symbol of Gale Song with Soyesa. I feel like I'm gonna need it.
I mean, cool. If you think I'm gonna have to violently get my sword, that's fine.
We can do
If
that.
anything, the sword would probably like it. This is a sentient sword, right?
Yes.
No.
Semi-sentient.
Or just have a guardian placed on it or something like that. I don't know.
Talia is going to speak up and say, I don't know. When I touched it and drew it, I felt alive. Felt like it had a will, a desire that just took over me. That said, it felt much smaller than something grander and greater.
Just a desire to kill, huh?
So, when are we gonna do this? Because, obviously I'm impatient, but more importantly, we're supposed to, at some point, get this one, points at Alexandria, to the Maphis University, and I don't need Dilo and Rona breathing down my neck.
Oh, that's...
Also, Andrea is going to shake her head and say, "Oh, no. Blasting criminals with lightning bolts. A year ago, I never thought I'd be here. I'm having fun. This is wonderful. This is good hands-on training."
I'm just going to look up and say, no, you get your education.
You worry me sometimes, you know that.
Are you talking to Sergey or...
I'm talking to Alexandria.
Okay, good.
Also, Andrea's going to shrug and say, Raina never let me use evocation magic. That's fun.
Okay.
Oh, whew. Talia is going to hold up a hand and say, question. So, you were talking about gods and shatterers earlier. don't care, don't know much about that, but the circles I run in, that name gets thrown around a little bit. Reyna? Reyna Renalpaul Surreal? Head diviner of Ardor Serai?
Yeah.
Leader of magic in our neighboring country?
You know Reyna, but you don't know me?
Yeah, Talia's going to shrug and say, wait, who are you? Talia's gonna think for a moment and say, wait. Stradora Drake Calendir? You all are royalty!
Look, the moment's gone.
I thought we mentioned that.
I
Did I not mention that?
I literally said that the blood of Sky Queens run through my veins, and you still no-sold that.
Oh yeah.
It makes you
She
feel better.
did.
I'm not that famous.
At which point, Talia is, going to,
I'm just gonna slump
She's-
my head against Alessandria and just be sad.
she's gonna, do a, she's gonna do a bow and say, oh, well, your grace, if you will, we can be right on our way.
Look, like I said, the moment's passed. It just doesn't matter anymore.
My apologies, your majesty.
See, now you're just doing this to rip me.
Sergey's going, Kaya, hide a chuckle.
And she's going to look to Lumilia and say, and are you connected to any royalty that I don't know?
Technically,
Only through a long series of technicalities.
She's
her
basically
adoptive
the Pope's
sister
daughter.
was secondary adopted by the magnate of Ardor Serai. Well, sorry, the
Consort Regan.
consort Regan. That I couldn't figure out the consort word.
My adopted sister is the adopted daughter of royalty. But I'm not. And we don't publicly acknowledge that relationship.
Former Sagai.
Oh, I'm also
Also,
a
she was
former
briefly
Sagai.
engaged to the princess of Ardor Serai.
Gesturing at Andrea. For honor duel reasons.
Ardorian politics.
I just simply throw my hands up in the air. Well, I still have a lot to learn.
What? Sergey, you were there when I disengaged.
Well, to be fair, he's a little Aegean, and you didn't actually make like a pronouncement.
Oh, good point.
You know half the stuff you're talking about.
I proposed and then I unproposed.
All right. Talia is going to blink at all of that, and she's gonna say, "Oh, all that stuff about a trophy wife, and I had no idea how you felt about that.
Hey, I'd be your trophy wife.
Oh, how does Ardorian proposals work?
You give them a sword. They're weird.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'm gonna panic and run to the bathroom.
You usually give them an oath weapon. They can't usually give them an oath weapon as a proposal. Doesn't have to be a sword. It can be any weapon that has.
So you're a
some
little Aegean. Make her a
I used
trinket.
a steak knife.
Talia is going to look down at her. Talia's going to look down at her hand at the necklace she has, and she's going to say, "Well, the lady we're going to intimidate. Sastori wanted me to give this to her, but I could just kind of pocket it and keep it myself."
I wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't keep it. I'd give it to Lumilia.
I wouldn't do that either. You really don't want to give the death cult means of finding you.
I don't think it was a death cult from what I heard.
I mean, I've got
Oh,
the
I'm
anti-scrying
sorry.
necklace still.
I'm sorry, I keep using Death Cult as shorthand. Do you really want a Gendenthel circle following you around?
That's really hard to tell.
Yeah, at that, Talia's just going to pocket it and say, "Fine, we'll do the job."
God,
All right.
People need to figure out how to propose properly. You know, my dad made something personal for my mother.
Same with mine. That was in character, by the way.
Yeah, well, no, I'm just thinking of if either of the NPCs have contributions to this, and I think Talia's gonna go with the tried and true didn't know me parents. Talia's gonna shrug, say, "I didn't know my parents," and Asriandria is gonna say, my mom paid one of the finest artisans in Arter Sarai to craft her oak blade. And then
I'm gonna come out of the bathroom as this is going on and go, I don't really have parents, but I'm not sure how my adopted ones met.
My dad made my mother an oathbow. Pseudo.
That's cool.
I have to say pseudo because apparently that's an actual thing.
Alright, Talia is going to share the note with the party.
What does the note say?
It has the location of the den on it. It also says that our once accepted, our offer isn't to be declined. You have a commitment to us, and for that, and declining such an offer will be met with consequences. Our circle welcomes you. It has, and then there are scratchings at the bottom of the page.
Like magic scratchings or just random pen scratches?
It looks like characters. You guys can't read it.
Wait a
Let me
minute.
look at it. Let me look at it.
I was about to say, I believe we have two people that can.
I have
Language
eyes of
people,
the rune-
go.
Eyes of the Rune Keeper. You can read all writing.
Yes, this is a language. I don't know if that lets you understand what language it is, but it is. You're gonna understand what it says.
Pretty much, yeah. No, it doesn't tell me what it is. It just I just know what it says.
It is a meeting location on the night of first day.
And what's the meeting location?
Let's see. It's we'll say it's it's on Noble Way, and it's at a specific or it's near a specific shop.
Hey, if we actually deliver this note, then that would mean that this lady wouldn't be anywhere near her stock on that night. If we wanted to sneak in and try and get the sword, that may be the night to do it.
It's fair.
Except for
Talia's
we don't
going
know
to
where
say-
she is.
Talia's going to look down and say, "Wait, what?
Bottom of the.
How did you?
From-
How did you even read that? What? It's."
You know, I don't have any explanation that'll be satisfying. Just accept the fact that I can read it.
We know a lot of magic.
Slowly shows Alessandria the paper just to verify a thing.
Regretfully, Alessandra is gonna look down and away and say, "Yeah, I can read it."
Okay. I'm sorry, continue.
Talia, you're gonna figure out we can do a lot of things you would think we shouldn't be able to do.
And you'd be right on most of them.
Yeah.
I just sort of raised my hand like, welcome to my world.
You've literally been here for a day. You don't know the half of it.
He's learning.
I don't do anything unexpected. because you should just expect greatness from me.
Basically, it's like, it doesn't matter what it
Talia-
is. If it's a language, I can read it.
Talia's gonna say, "Of course, Your Grace."
I don't like your new. Definitely
You're
preferred your
great.
last girlfriend.
Oh wow, I've missed people respecting authority.
Wait, people respect authority?
Not usually.
Lumilia, roll me an insight check.
Most of the time,
Okay.
George just smacks people upside the head.
I know where insight is. There it is.
Yeah, well, actually, let me look at something real quick. Plus 5. Oh, okay. Yeah. Talia has a tremendous amount of respect for authority. And let's move forward from there.
Wait, she's a thief that robs other thieves, but she has respect for authority.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's why she
Well,
doesn't
that's-
rob respectable people.
Alright.
Anyway, moving on.
Let's move forward. So, what do you guys want to do? You have this location.
I mean, I like the idea of waiting. If we give her the note, then, she won't have to be there, but...
Well, we'll have to go give her the note, and we should probably scout a little bit and try and figure out where the sword is.
Were we not supposed to be able to read that, or...?
I doubt we were supposed to be able to read that. So, do we want to go deliver the note and try and figure out where the sword might be, and then decide from there?
Who's to say that this isn't a trap?
I mean, it could be a trap, it might not be a trap for us.
Yeah, it sounds more like a trap for this other lady, and maybe Talia.
Yeah, from what I could understand, she really didn't seem happy with you just kind of dipping on her like that.
I'm gonna look at Talia like, yeah, Cisadora really doesn't like you now.
She's going to say, well, that's why we played the con game. She hates Lucy. Talia's wonderful.
Good point. Oh, by
That's
the
a good-
way, everyone, on the off chance you hear anything about a girl called Ia who is now missing, don't worry about it.
Don't know any girl named Dia.
Perfect.
No,
Who are you
I
talking
really
about?
don't. Who are we talking about?
Moving on.
Good.
And forget you ever saw anything. Saw what? Exactly. Wait, no, I'm really confused.
Exactly.
Seriously.
The only person who knew what was going on is Claw.
Yeah,
Of the guys.
the only one eavesdropping on the conversation.
All right. So the idea is to go to the den.
I guess?
Let's go drop off the stuff.
Whatever.
Oh, for your safety, and Claw is going to have Mango slither back.
Oh wait, also Andrea, can you disguise as someone other than you? Because, royalty.
Also, Andrea's gonna. Nobody even recognizes me.
They recognize you more than me.
Yeah,
No, she recognized Reyna's name.
but there's a lot less reason for you to be here interacting with criminals.
Yeah, at which point, also Andrea is going to touch the hat on her head, taking on a much more Ililnagian appearance. Please assume that she looks more Ililnagian. Out of character, the Dungeon Master doesn't want to go get an additional portrait for her disguise, so...
Cool. I was worried she'd turn into Maria or something.
Oh,
I was gonna find it funny if she. I was gonna find it funny if she decided to try and turn into basically what would amount to Fang.
Maybe it is Fang.
All right.
So she looks more like a little Nagian. If anything, she's probably closer to, like, my fake sister.
Yeah. She was posing as my sister earlier, but...
Look, she can pose as everyone's sister at some point, alright? We'll all get a turn.
I don't know. Part of me kind of enjoyed that.
Oh, Lumelia, I need you to meet my sister sometime.
Okay.
What?
For reasons of, I need you to be able to send sendings as an apology.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I can't send sendings to people I don't know, can I?
Nope.
Okay. I met your father. I can send sendings to him. Alright, let's go to the den.
I was
I've
just
got
gonna
my
say,
marker for Yessa. I am ready for violence.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if it's worth telling my dad that I'm sorry. Tell my sister that I'm sorry for waking her up in the middle of the night.
Why would she wake up in the middle of the night, and why would it be your fault?
Twins.
Yeah, what
There's a
about
lot.
twins?
There's a lot. There's a lot going. There's a lot of things that my sister and I have that I don't feel like explaining right now.
Is that not a
Is
normal
this kind of like
twin
my
thing?
mental
This is the only
ability
twins
thing?
I've met.
Is this like a you thing?
It's very akin to that, yes.
Is this your mental link, except with your sister?
Sorta.
Is that a thing all twins can do? I haven't met any others.
I don't know. I'm told that like some twins can like communicate via like mentally, like I can with everyone.
Although I
I
assume that we're talking as we walk.
Yeah.
We're talking as we're walking. It's just like can't do that. We just know when the other one is in danger and the general direction of it, and then relatively on how bad the danger is.
That's
So,
handy.
like, question: if my ability to mentally connect with everyone, am I kind of like related to everyone? Am I you?
I don't think that's
Are we
how that
brothers?
works.
That works.
No, that's not how
You
it
may
works.
be related to everyone, but... Sorry, not you. Claw may be related to everyone, but aren't you adopted too? I don't know how you...
I mean, yeah, I don't know my real parents, but you know.
Oh, so maybe you are related.
I mean, my dad's been awesome, or the guy I call my dad. You know, as far as I'm concerned, he's my dad.
Yes, sir.
You know, he's my adoptive father, but you know, he's more of a father than whoever my real parents were.
I mean, if you are related to me, most likely you would end up being a cousin.
A very distant cousin. I'm not as hairy.
I
I
only
mean,
ever
my
specify my
dad's-
parents as adopted because, you know, fire spawned.
I mean, my dad never knew
know
his
where
dad.
you came from.
Yeah.
My
far as I
grandfather
know.
never stuck around with my grandmother, so that's the extension I would know.
I was at an orphanage for a little while. I don't remember too much there. Nothing much happened. And then my dad picked me up. And here I am.
Oh boy.
All right. So as you guys are walking through the burrows, you're going to get to that part of town where all of the buildings are like squished together, built on top of each other, and you get away from those nice stone buildings, and these are the wooden buildings stacked upon each other, you know, built wherever there was space to put one of these buildings. Some of them are in disrepair. You know, some of them you can like see into like the second floor and maybe like through a window and see that the wall has been broken into another one, that this is like, you know, that 3 of these buildings might be one like bigger structure. As you guys walk through these winding alleys, Talia is going to say, God, I hate the rat ways. Real filth of people that live here.
Who do live here?
She's
Please tell me we're in like the area that Sergey is renting.
No. You guys are basically on the far other side, getting closer to the outer walls. And go ahead.
Talia, something just occurred to me. You know, Sasadora said she would come after you if you leave the city. Do you think they have anyone watching you?
And or scrying.
Talia is gonna say, to be quite honest, I don't really know how magic works. I had a compatriot that handled most of that, but I've lost contact with them since I got ran out of the city. That's how I knew Reyna's name. They were pretty in the know-how with who knows what and who to contact about what.
I'm gonna give her my anti-scrying necklace for now. Here, wear this. It'll block magic watching you.
Okay, she will need time to attune to it.
Yeah, for later.
Okay. At which point, Talia's gonna look down at the necklace and she's gonna say, well, and a Luna guy. Well, you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And she's going to take the necklace and also offer her hand and say, for safety.
I'm gonna hold her hand.
As you walk through the ratways, she's going to say, there's a lot of people that aren't necessarily Ililnagian, that don't understand how our society works. They get kind of pushed to the outside, pushed into places like this. Cutthroats, mostly, are in this place. People on the run from authorities, but the Risen know to give this place a wide berth. But if they ever stir up enough dust, a group of soldiers could be down here in just a less than an hour's time.
So it's far enough where like they don't bug them, but it's close enough where if something really goes down, they can react.
Mm-hmm.
She nods and says, look, I deal in the good crimes, deception and stealing from ledgers. Occasionally I might hire a contract through like the Ruby Shadow just to disrupt a shipment or something like that, but these people, they're kidnappers.
The worst of crimes.
Yeah, and she's going to say sometimes murderers, which I was acquitted for. She looks at Stradora, Your Grace.
Yes, we know we had a large part in that.
Again, it was mostly thanks to Aussie.
At which point you guys are going to get to the building detailed, and Talia is going to look up at this place, and let me pull up its description. Oh, this place, so this place looks like, freakerdoodles, I forgot a die today. I'm sorry, this is on me. Yep.
Can always roll on D&D Beyond.
No,
roll 20.
It's something I forgot. It is raining today.
Blech.
Yeah, and this place looks like it has been battered by a natural disaster, just like not the same craftsmanship of some of the other buildings in Ililnagai that just stand the seaside storms and stuff that come in. There's a patchwork job done on the roof and the walls of it in every direction. It's about 3 stories tall, although looking from here you can see lights and torches coming out of like different boarded up windows, but you don't see any on the 3rd floor. All in all, this building looks, other than, potentially the homeless people living in it on the upper floors, looks pretty much abandoned. Walking up through the courtyard to the main door, the door is, or rather part of it is boarded over. However, it does open inwards. There is scratching, I guess, on the door, upon which Anderson and Talia can read.
Okay. What's it say?
The scratching says there is a hidden door here because this is locked. Let me read where the hidden door is. The scratching says along the southwest corner, the shed's not a shed. Or, I'm sorry, along the southeast corner, the shed's not a shed. It's in Thieves' Camp.
A shed's not a shed.
Talia is going
Wait,
to
I can
say-
read Thieves' Cant?
Oh, you know what? No. Anderson can't read Thieves' Cant. You can read this, but it looks like it's just a random array of words and gibberish. You can read it,
Yeah.
but
I can't get the
you
meaning
don't
out of it.
understand its meaning. At which point, Talia is going to say...
There's one person who probably can understand it.
Oh yeah, Kenneth can read it too. Kenneth can read it too.
I'm just sitting here ignoring you. It's like Anderson and Holly can read it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can read it.
Kenneth is a rogue. Yeah, Kenneth, you can read Thieves' Cant. Same thing for both of you. You realize that it's the southeast wall. I'm assuming one of you pointed out to the rest of the party.
Talia doesn't. I will.
Okay. And yeah,
Can you get any meaning out of this gibberish?
Going to the southeast wall, you're going to see that this is it looks like a simple farming, or not farming shack, but kind of like a shed where, the tools for maintaining this courtyard would be kept. However, the shed is in disrepair, and the courtyard, is like there's barely any grass like growing here because there's not enough sunlight. Gravel and dirt patches in some areas where people have dug stuff in different rubble and like broken wood thrown around in the yard. Stepping inside though, knocking along the back wall, you feel it's a false wall. Talia is going to speak up and say, before we go in here, if anybody asks or refers to me as anything, please refer to me as Ami.
Ami. I like it.
Fake names do you have?
She starts counting.
The answer, Stradora, is always enough.
That wasn't Stradora that asked.
Yeah,
I think I'm in
It
love.
was Stradora.
I thought it was Sergey.
32, Your Grace.
I don't know. It just sounded like a Sergey question. Sounded very whiny.
All right. Who wants to knock on the back door?
Claw will.
All right. Banging on it a little bit. One of the wooden planks is going to be pulled inward and kind of like tilt to the side of like, imagine like wood nailed to something and you kind of like just rotate the plank aside. You're going to see you're going to see somewhat of a male figure standing behind it. He's going to bend down and look through the opening and say, sun's still out. Who are you lot?
Amara, right? Sorry,
I didn't hear that, E.
Oh, I asked, I was double checking, out a character.
Oh,
the
Ami.
Nickname. Ami. Ami, I'm with Ami. She was trying to deliver a message.
Yeah, a message for who?
Looks towards, Ami, air quotes.
She'll say, Xansia.
Xansia.
Is going to grumble a little bit and say, all right, come in one by one. No Risen members among you, right?
No.
Nope.
Not to my knowledge.
The plank sets back in place.
Wait, would they recognize me?
You're not
Or
a
probably.
member.
I mean, you're not risen.
Yeah. Basically, it's like no cops among you, right? Sergey can look cop-esque, but as far as like if they recognize him, I'll roll a percentage die on it. I'll say it's a 10% chance they've had a run-in with Sergey, 90 to 100. 66. They have not had a run-in with Sergey
Thank
before.
God.
At which point, the door, you hear something squeak, then and then as these hinges move forward, the door opens towards you. He gestures for one of you to step in.
Claw will step in first.
All right, he's gonna close the door. As Claw steps in, he looks over Claw. He's after giving Claw an inspection, doesn't take your weapons or anything like that. He's gonna nod down the path. Down the path, Claw, you are in a tunnel that is 5, 10, 15, about 15 feet long, that leads into one of these other or rather, you can see the wood of another one of these buildings, and outside you knew there was another building right here. However, the path turns at 15 feet down to the right. He nods for you to start walking down the path, and he opens the door against next. And he'll do this for each person.
Yeah, Claw will, wait a little bit so that way at least one other person had made it through, and then start heading down there.
All right, who wants to go next? I'm waiting for a specific thing. If it's okay, I'll just do you guys in random order.
Sure.
All right. Here we go. Claw goes through already. Next. Oh, there we go. Stradora. Stradora, as you step in, how are your holy symbols displayed if they are?
They're not.
Okay, they're not displayed?
I may occasionally be a little fast on the I'm a Sith, but I'm also smart enough not to put them on when I go into a crime den.
Alright, just making sure. This guy's gonna like look you over, kind of look you up and down, and he's gonna say, "You got posture to you. Are you trained in a mercenary guild before?"
Dad was a Nazarium soldier.
He gestures for you to go down the hallway. At which point, Lumilia goes next, Anderson goes next, Kenneth, and Sergey. Sergey, where is your orange contract?
Currently, at home. I did not bring it with.
Okay, that's good. Same thing. He looks you over, does a quick little inspection to you, and then finally he's going to gesture for you to go down the hall. Final person is Talia. Talia and Asuandria. Talia's going to go through, and then Asuandria is going to go through. Both of them, he's going to gesture for both of them, barely even looking them over, gesturing for them to go ahead through. As each of them walk through, the party is going single file down this hallway, presumably following Claw. Claw, you hear the sound as you turn. There's another winding path that turns left, and then you are in a hallway that there's a passage both left and right. You can hear voices. Let me orient myself. You can hear voices coming to are coming from the right of you. It leads into that bigger building that was like boarded up. Or rather, the direction leads towards that bigger building that was boarded up. Do you want to go left or right in the hallway? The hallway extends in both directions, so.
Part of me wants to go left just so I can explore, but another part of me is like, sounds like the people we're looking for is over on the right.
Talia is going to look around this place and says, "This reminds me of Fort Kaigia. I feel bad for the people who have to live here." She looks around this ruined house. All right, the party heads to the right, and there is a large set. I believe this doorway is open. Let's see. Yeah, there's a large set of stone doors that have been placed here, and actually, walking through this hallway slopes down. These stone doors lead north towards that building that you were looking in, but it actually goes underneath that building. So, like, if that building was the first floor, this is a basement built underneath that building. The stone door is open, and it looks like it's stuck in some dirt. At which point, the party is able to see this is a large room. Past the stone door, the room descends down a little further, about 10 more feet down, making for a 20-foot tall ceiling, looking back up to the floor of the other building. This area is supported with some stone pillars and some wooden pillars. You can see that, like, whatever was down here before, that this crew has built, into this place to kind of make this their hideout. There is a large table in the center of the room, and in the back of the room there is a makeshift altar of two tables on each other. One larger table turned so that it's if you were to think of a long table, the long table would be perpendicular to how you are viewing it, and a smaller table on top of that, making for kind of like a raised dais. There are people all around this room, talking, laughing, joking, fighting a little bit, and you can tell this place is lit by torchlight. You can kind of tell who runs the show, of who's sitting kind of in the back and kind of watching all this going on. On top of the altar, there is a sheathed weapon. It looks to be a very large sword, and piled around this altar, like the table on the floor, there are crates and barrels of other things and supplies. Sitting at a table not too far away from this makeshift altar, there's a woman talking to two other individuals. At which point, Talia is going to point at the back of the room and say, "That's Sansia. She is the person you contact if you need any muscle from this crew."
I'm gonna look at the sword on the altar, and that's probably Stormbreak.
Looks like she's accrued quite a treasure from Zhao's and Tet's death. I wouldn't be surprised if she had her gang members raiding their hideout the night I killed them.
So, how are we going to get it?
I think getting her out for the meeting may be the best plan.
I can set up a mental uplink as long as we're within... What level are we? We're level 6. No, we're level 7 now. How far... 1 second, I need to look at something. it goes up to okay, it's 10 feet per level. So when I set up the mental link, I don't have to keep you in sight. I can be 70 feet away and still have contact.
I'm just not confident we could take all these people.
How many people are there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
rough,
hope no-
rough
no-
Oh,
estimate.
that's a
me.
question for me. Cool.
Yes.
Let's see.
I really hope none of them recognize me.
No one recognizes you. We've been over this.
So in addition to the
that's
3
up
people
front.
at the table, there's about 10 or the 3 people in the back of the room. There's about 10 other goons at various points in this room.
Okay, we could maybe take that. Not sure we should.
Let's just, let's stay alive tonight.
It's not a party till you've nearly died 2 days in a row.
Yeah, well, sometimes I don't like to party.
Oh, you think you'll have a choice. Cute.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Look at who I'm with.
Well, if you don't like it, go somewhere else.
No, don't. You're stuck here.
Yeah, I'm stuck.
Anyways,
All right, do you guys approach the table?
Do all of us need
Well.
to approach the table, or can we just kind of link? I don't know. It's like, do we all want to go in together, or do you think a large group would spook her, and we should probably maybe?
Are you asking this in character?
Yeah.
Talia's gonna say, Xance doesn't get spooked.
So it's fine if we.
Then
all
let's go.
Talia's going to roll one final check. And yeah, she's going to walk forward as confident as the rest of you. As you approach the table, the group that is sitting, or as you approach Xantia, you can see that she is she has definitely heavy elven features, perhaps a half elf, or even a wood elf separated from her culture. Looking her over, though, she bears several scars, as if she's been in this business for a little while. She's going to look up at the group as they approach, eyeballing each person with a grimace, before finally she looks upon Talia, and a smile is going to grow across her face. At which point, she's going to say, "Well, by the gods, I'm Mia." Talia's going to say, Xantia, it's fantastic to see you. You're doing so well for yourself." Xantia is going to say, "Oh, yeah, and it's quite wonderful to see you too. I never thought I'd get the opportunity to be in front of you again." Talia is going to open her arms for a embrace. Xantia is going to stand up to return the embrace. As they go to hug, Xantia is going to pull out a dagger and
I
attempt to
kind of expected this.
lodge
Yeah.
it in Talia's side. Talia, what is her AC? Has an armor class of 12. Is going to get shanked in the kidney. As
Shield of Faith.
I don't think that works.
no, this
Man.
this is a surprise
Willow,
round.
how does it feel to have Brandon just put a knife in your love interest?
Ooh, I
Talia,
could actually.
who is going to be, who is now, clutching her wound, is going to look up at Xansia and say, "What was that for? Last time you and I spoke, we were on good terms." Xansia is going to say, "You hired me to raid a caravan, and I get all of my gang out in the foothills, and then somebody robs us blind. Another group of bandits roam through." Talia is going to say, "Wait. Oh, I thought she was the other group. Yep, that explains why you didn't show up. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That must have been a misunderstanding." Xansia is going to say, "You better have a good reason for walking in here boldly again. I'm not taking any jobs by you. You speak one more false word, you silver-tongued liar, and the next one's coming to your neck."
I have my mace out.
I don't
We
think
got-
we have to use
Oh!
violence here.
We have a note.
Excuse
From-
me, she was just stabbed.
I
we have a
may
note
know a
from a-
spell.
We have a note from a mutual contact.
Oh. Talia is going to say, yep, that's right.
Claw's gonna walk up with... Walk
Gal
up...
Pal Sasadore wants to know what you're planning.
Say that one more time for me, Willow.
Your gal pal Sasadore wants to know what you're planning. Thanks for giving her the note.
Story, she, Xansia thinks, as she accepts the note, and says, "Oh, that nice Ilderon elf. Yeah, I don't really need her funding anymore." She gestures, to her den and says, "Some fool came and, killed, Tet and, Zhao's right in their own homes. Well, the Father's Way burrows are ripe for the taking now. They need a queen, and I intend to give them one. With that, I'm not looking to be controlled by those foreign elves."
Kudos.
Xansia is gonna say, "Well, that's..." Or not Xansia, Talia's gonna say, "Well, that's the thing. They don't like you accepting their offer and then suddenly declining it. And so what? They sent you here to threaten me?" Talia is going to shake her head and say, No. I'm here as a negotiation
Messenger.
offer. An alternative. You could let me have all of your treasure and run your gangs for you, and I will split the profit with you 80-20. And they'll be happy and satisfied, and they'll never know that you pulled out of never pulled out of being independent, and you can also still get funding from them." Xansia is gonna say, "Why in Lilia's name would I ever do that?"
Yeah, really, Talia, that's not a great offer.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
She
I have to put my hand to my sword.
I'm
I've already
readying
got
an
my
action
mace
to try and disarm them if they start attacking Talia.
I put
Maybe
my
I should
hand.
bum rush the altar instead.
Actually,
this is a negotiation. No.
Out of character. Rob, I'm glad you said that.
This lady stabbed Talia. I'm ready to kill her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I can take all the actions of everybody. So Lumilia is protecting Talia. Stradora is putting her hand on the sword.
Well, I was gonna say my sword.
Okay, yeah, on her sword. What's Sergey doing?
I have one hand like in sort of like a snapping position, while my other hand is on my rapier.
All right. Yeah.
Oh, are we just going down? Like, should I?
And
Willow
I-
fucked us.
She stabbed Talia! She started this!
Also, before we initiate, I am going to snap my fingers and do prestidigitation on all the
Okay.
candles.
Hold on, wait. I think I missed something. What did Willow mess up? Because the action I heard
Yeah.
from Willow is
But-
just
but-
that it's.
She said Talia.
Oh yeah, she did say.
you-
Talia.
I did say. Rob, why'd you have to point that out?
You know, I was.
We all missed.
I
it except Rob.
might have gotten there after I process everything. I take all the actions, everything everybody is saying, and I process it, and then I tell what's happening. So
Wait.
I might have gotten
wait.
that. I
just
might
wanna
not have, but
confirm
thank you,
something.
Rob.
And for the record, I'm not
because
drawing my sword. It's more
Yeah.
like, well, I'm probably gonna need this. So.
I will
Wait,
roll her a history check.
Well, wait. Did you say like she stabbed Talia like out loud, or was that like?
I said,
was that in
Talia,
character?
that's a bad deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At
Okay.
which point,
Can I pass it off as like Talia is my deity or a deity?
yeah, I'll allow you a perception check. You can see things are like the gears are
Escalating
running
quickly.
inside of Xansia's head. One of the guys at the table is gonna say, Talia,
I'm gonna
hey,
wait. I'm gonna grab my
isn't that
holy
that
symbol
lady
and,
who
like,
killed Zaz and Tet? Xansia is going to...
yeah, the legendary criminal.
Look wildly
I really admire her.
towards Talia, love just like incredibly terrified and panicked and defensive as she is going to now flip her dagger around in a reverse grip, ready to attack. Talia is going to say, "Oh no, I didn't!" And I think that's where we're gonna start initiative.
I was just gonna say, a reverse grip is actually
Actually,
not that
I feel like I could still talk my way out of this.
I feel
No.
like this is where
Okay,
we say,
if
we'll
you-
see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, if you can talk your way out of this, we still have like 30 minutes of this session. I'll say, as Talia, because Talia's still bleeding from a kidney kidney shot on the ground, and Xansia is standing over her with the dagger. She's gonna say, "No, I didn't kill him. I didn't. It wasn't."
Claw's
I'm
going
just
to
like,
just
guys, calm down. I'm sorry. Talia is like a swear word. She's a legendary criminal.
No, she isn't.
Shut
Look,
up.
if she was capable of killing you, wouldn't she already? Well, you got her stabbed. Do you think she's really that big a threat? Come on, let's be civil.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Can I ready an action to try and disarm?
You're a deep
Zalia.
daddy.
Xansia, you can, but if you move forward and forcefully try and take her weapon, that is initiating combat.
Oh, I was
Um,
going to toss an arrow at the hand.
Yeah,
What?
That would be initiating combat.
at which point, Xansia is going to look down at Talia, look at Stradora, and she'll flourish her dagger once more in her hand, and she's going to say, "Must have been some sly or coy manipulation that you were able to get that close to Tatter's owls. The Ruby Shadows assassins haven't even been able to hit them." But she's going to lower the dagger and say, "I do have you to thank for my new position in life." Talia's going to look to Stradora and Lumilia and say, This is negotiation amongst the finest criminals in Dockensdale, upon which you are now, Xansia."
Claw's placing a hand on Talia and using Cure Wounds.
Thanks. Those spells take too long.
You can heal her. Roll me a d12. You are aware there is a gash there, a little bit bigger than a little bit bigger and more like serrated than just like a dagger going in and out. You can assume that Zansia has some sort of skill in, stealthily attacking people. You heal Talia for 4 points. She feels a lot better.
I used it. I cast at second level.
8 points of healing. She feels a lot better. Oh, that said, all of her HP's not currently restored. So I think Rob, you're going to say something to Stradora?
I mean, I just was like calming this situation down, but I feel like I've somehow taken control of it.
Stradora has that effect on people.
Like my words stopped at the persuasion check, but I mean, I can press.
Zansia's going to look at the note that Talia handed her earlier, and she is going to read it through and say, "So what? What does their consequences mean?" And says, "If I reject their offer, I'm going to have consequences." I don't really much care for that.
I don't know. They're probably going to kill you. What do you mean consequences? Like they
Yeah,
can't
she
politely
threatened to kill me when I didn't want to join.
like they can't, they can't like file a complaint with Lancaster Watch and like get money siphoned out of your vault. You probably don't even have a vault because you're a criminal. I'm sorry, we're all criminal. That's not accusatory, but like I don't know. She's probably gonna try and kill you. Like
Talia is going to say, she wanted me to give you this necklace. And she said you had until nightfall to make nightfall tomorrow to make your decision. Zansia is going to take it, looking at it, and say, "It's the same of marriage charm." Talia Talia shrugs. You can roll me a history check for Lumilia.
Is this just a really aggressive marriage proposal that we just walked into?
I mean, technically, but that's out of character.
Yeah, Lumilia. Yes, it is a Lilnagian tradition to give charms to the person you want to propose to. Oftentimes, they do take the form of necklaces.
Sudden panic about the shrine necklace.
Yeah. But
we just got. Oh my god.
That said, it's all going to kind of come to full circle for Lumilia. Elves are, polyamorous, and they refer to their wives and husbands as their circle. And this lady has been recruiting people for her circle.
Course she is.
She proposed to me?
It's a harem. You were invited to a harem.
Yep.
Zansia is going to.
I'm gonna be sitting there having a crisis.
Zansia is going to toss the necklace on the table, and one of the goons there is going to say, "This is real nice, boss." She's going to say, "All right. So you haven't drawn blades, and you've delivered your message. I decline. I'll take my chances if she comes after us." Talia is going to say, "Don't take your chances. See, this is why the rats never rise above anything they're supposed to." And everybody in the den's going to look at Talia, and she's going to say, not that you don't deserve more in life. I think you do. You just have to know how to play the system. Zansia is going to say, well, how do we play the system? Accept her proposal, take all of her money, let one of your second in charge run your gangs for you, and when?
May I also make a suggestion?
Zansia looks at you.
It would also help that if you didn't leave yourself open to vulnerabilities, you have a cursed weapon in your midst.
Wait, what?
Okay.
She looks up and says, "Stormbreak? You mean the symbol of Ilderon history, wielded by Sky Queen Atoma herself, the God Render. It's
Oh
mine.
yeah, it's super cursed.
Yeah, it's super cursed. You know how this little one managed to somehow kill 4 people? Bloodlust-driven madness because of the blade.
Oh no.
You had to do it.
Uh,
I mean, there's an appeal to reason here.
You think that she could actually do that if she was in the right mind? Nope, curse
I'm
sword.
going to immediately put my hand over Shadora's mouth.
Wait! I'm elbowing you with force.
I resist it.
Alright, so as you try to cover Shadora's mouth, Shadora's, going to back away too. At which point, Zansia, watching all of this and looking up at the sword, she's going to say, well, that is a mark of my station. I don't know if there's any way on Alilia's green earth that I'd part with Stormbreak.
Oh lord.
Even knowing that it's super duper cursed.
Mm-hmm.
Like
You
if
keep using that word, but I don't think it means what you think it means.
Well, what do you think I think it means? Like, if you try to wield it, and I'm really not suggesting you do that, you will most likely be overcome by madness and be forced to attempt to kill somebody in this room.
Or
Talia
get stabbed.
is
Do you really
going-
want an item that's going to strip you or control from you? Do you really want to lose your control after you just gained so much of it?
This has gone so off the rails.
Yeah, Talia's
Yep.
gonna look up at Stradora, or look down at Stradora. There we go, and say, and she's going to whisper, "Coax her into it," and Zansia, I don't know. I don't feel like she's buying this argument. She's gonna walk up to Stormbreak and. We'll walk up to the table where Stormbreak is at, and she's going to put her hands together, saying a small whispered prayer, and look
Looks at
back.
the goon. You're gonna maybe want to leave.
She looks back at the party and says, she's going to say, "Nobody's allowed to touch it." So, let's say I was thinking about partnering up with you. What type of offers are you making?
I don't know.
Who's she talking to?
Looking back in the direction of the party.
I mean, Talia was doing the plan. She's the one that wants to run your business 80-20 or however you want to negotiate that. I was mostly trying to get the, exceedingly cursed Ilderon artifact out of your hands because, it's going to drive you mad and into some sort of bloodlust if you try to wield it. I mean, you can wield it, right? You're good with a sword. You're not scared of it, are you?
She's going to
Just
say,
out of character, I know exactly what you're doing. I kind of hate it and love it.
She's going to say, "Of course not. It's one of my it's my most prized and treasured possession. When I'm near it, I just feel such serenity."
So you're nuts.
Do you say that out loud?
Very quietly.
You know what? Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's not fine.
I've only learned about it in the
Shit,
context of it
fine.
being evil.
You see the score?
It's fine. If we just keep saying it's fine, it'll be fine. Don't contradict me.
Shut it, Jackal!
The Zansia is going to say, Zansia is going to laugh and say, "I'm crazy? I'm crazy. You know who's crazy? The damn ladies you're working for."
Oh, I ain't working for them. I just want the sword. Maybe you should show it to me.
Yeah, we're not working for them. We're just messengers.
Why would I join a crazy death cult by a bunch of stupid elves?
We've established it's probably a death harem.
Whatever happens, happens. I've never.
Anyways, back to the sword. The sword you're definitely not capable of wielding.
She's going to say, I feel like you really want me to draw this sword, but I am not going to touch such a sacred relic.
Because you're scared. Because you're not woman enough for it. Because you're not on the realm of Sky Queen.
Shut up. I'm going to tackle Shadora.
No, don't tackle her.
No, stop
Sergey, Sergey, stop.
Come on, get out, you're alive.
We
will.
Chill.
As she's standing in front of the sword, she's going to open her mouth to speak, and one of the ladies at the table is going to say, well, actually, because if you use a relic of that value, simply staining it, chipping it, maintaining its blade, its value decreases by well over half.
Oh my god, are we going
This-
by vintage rules?
Yes.
We go by, like, the moment you open it, it loses like $1,000 of value.
I'm going to
It's a
pipe in and say,
magical
yes,
sword
yes,
that
so let's
you
not
believe
use
is
it.
from God.
It's a magic weapon. It doesn't chip. It doesn't stain.
I think
She,
remember-
Your stories are right. It's
It's
from
hundreds
God.
of years old already. Blades don't keep that long if they're natural.
At which point, she's going to say, yeah, in this condition, I can take it to Sword's Way tomorrow for 20,000 gold.
Why don't you? Or we could do it for you. Send one of your goons. And, we'll turn a cut of the profits. 90-10.
I mean, arguably, if she plans on selling it, we could just buy it from her.
We are not that
I
wealthy.
don't have that much gold.
God, no.
At least make it a proper altar. Jeez.
Yeah.
Are you even sure it's the real thing?
Doesn't matter as long as people think it is.
Yeah, at this,
Any reputed dealer would be able to identify it, so it matters.
at this, she's going to dig through one of the barrels, finding a silken sheet, and she's going to throw it over Stormbreak. And she's going to look back at the rest of the party and say, all right, negotiations are done. You don't have anything to offer me. Be happy you're leaving with your life, Talia.
I'm gonna look straight at Stradora. What are we doing?
I don't know, because at this point I don't know what my options are besides starting a fight by bum rushing that silk sheet.
I mean, I could.
I mean, is that the plan?
We wait until the meeting time and see if she leaves.
She's not going to go to the meeting.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're
Yeah.
positive. She said she wasn't.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so right now, as far as like what your options were, she is being threatened by essentially a death cult, and she said she's going to take her chances on her own. Talia was trying to convince her to work with you guys and join the death cult, and then still run her operations on the side. An alternative has not been proposed by anybody.
We know
Okay,
what the
fine. I guess
situation is.
negotiations
It's what
are
do we do
over.
now?
So we'll be here tomorrow to pick your corpse clean of Stormbreak, because the cult lady is going to vaporize all of you.
Unless you draw Stormbreak, go into a murderous rage, and then get arrested.
she's going to think for a moment and say, I don't even know why they care so much about me. They've got at least 2 dozen others.
It's
more
not
wealthy.
really about you. It's about someone thinking they can just leave.
I think
It's
it's
a cult.
I think it's the principle of the matter, right?
Yeah, it's about.
I mean, you stabbed Talia over a deal gone wrong, right? Basically the same premise.
You are their product, and you're trying to leave.
You're the one she's the one getting ambushed on a street because of a bunch of bandits.
Asu
You're the
Andrea is
Talia.
going to be the first, or rather not first one. It's going to speak up for the first time and look a little astounded. Asu Andrea rolling a 21 for a intelligence check. She tries to put this together, and she's going to say, it's not the principal. They don't care about people knowing them. Or rather, they're not well known to anyone. She probably knows too much.
Oh, that's right. I didn't think about that. They're a shadowy... Their whole thing that's right. Their whole thing is basically secrecy. The problem is that you're gonna talk. You know, basically the problem is that Talia refers to as a certain kind of rat. So Story thinks you're another kind of rat.
She's going to laugh and say, talk! What type of secrets are there going to be? I'm pretty sure when everybody in this city starts dying from poisoned water, it's not going to be much of a whodunit or what's going on happening.
Stories just kind of look at her really stone-facedly, and just be like, poison water.
She is going to nod and say, oh yeah, they're crazy. Civil disasters on levels upon which you wouldn't even comprehend.
Oh wow, really enlighten me. I am just a simple mercenary.
I'm wondering if she's gonna be sussed about that. She's going
to let
to.
her monologue.
Yeah, she's gonna tilt.
Hey,
her
hold
head.
up! I would like to take a hot second to say that the supposed dumb muscle, failed up leader of this drug den knows an extensive amount about that sword.
No,
I mean-
I'm not like I'm not. She's not like saying, you know, like, oh, you know, you're not a dumb mercenary or something like that. I'm just wondering at what level is she just like, this has been a really weird negotiation for like my normal criminal things. Is this what like high criminals do? What's going on here?
We're
Like
also a
that's
bunch
kind
of
of what's going
teenagers.
through her mind right now. And as far as like all of this like slowly coming together for her, she's going to say she's going to say, well, if she sent all of you as messengers,
She
I had
didn't. She sent her, I point at Talia. We just happen to be around
I'm hired muscle.
and want that sword eventually.
That's the overlap. I wanted the sword. She had other wants.
she's going to say, well, fine. You want to know who they are, and you want to know what they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I need to step away for a moment. I just got a text that my best friend got hit by a car. I'm gonna go give him a call.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
We're
go
about
do
to,
that.
Finish up for the night, anyways, too.
Okay,
So
I'll be right back.
I'll call you in a minute after this too. I love you. All right. So think. Oh, okay. She's gonna say, you want to know what they're doing? Well, they're their leader isn't Sustorai. There's another one at the heart of their circle, and she is going to speak a single syllable as she does speak the syllable. The necklace on the table is going to become a light, and a ray shoots out of it, going straight through Xanthia's chest.
Oh, holy shit.
Is she dead?
I don't know.
Let's
Oh,
find out.
wait. No, that's wrong.
Oh god! Oh, it's 10d6. It was
Yeah.
10d6.
Yes, she is dead.
Oh, she got disintegrated.
What
have an
remains of
idea.
her falls into a pile on the floor, a pile of ash.
Holy shit!
At which point,
Oh, and just like looks at all the goons. Look, we didn't know it could do that. We just got the note.
Okay, I'm going to cast.
No.
go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, you can cast prestidigitation. You can sweep the
Uh,
ash away, but it's not going to do anything.
No, I was going to do basically snuff out all the candles in this area.
Did we get that? Did we
There's
get that?
more light
that
here
first,
than just
did I get that?
Like,
Did I get
it's
that first syllable?
Ah,
Okay, I mean, I can piece it all together.
oh, yeah. A is pretty much what you heard. A. Yeah, and she is disintegrated. Everybody in the den is going to look up at you in shock, and then look at this necklace, and
Is there a piece of cloth that isn't the one on top of Stormbreak? Because I need to not feel sus. Do I have cloth? You know what? I'm throwing my shield over it.
okay. You can throw your shield over it, and how about we end there for the night?
Oh,
Sure.
No, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, we can go for a few more minutes.
I think now is a good place to stop.
No,
Alright,
we can go for just a few more minutes. Because you guys are going to hear yells coming from the doorway of running into the room. You guys are going to see the bandit who was at the you're going to see the bandit who was at the door, and he is going to run in, hush, or rather not hush, but scratched and bloodied, and he is going to say, let's see, we'll go with this one. He's going to say, Xantz, we've got company. Looking around,
okay.
everybody's
It's like
going
I'm just gonna put a hand up. Okay, buddy. Xantz is the leader lady, right?
Yeah, the pile of ash.
She's dead because of weird elf magic. It's like I'm the captain now. Tell me what's up.
There are
Is that how this
two.
works?
He gets that out, and this giant gray blur crashes into the room behind him, leaping on top of him and mauling him. It looks like a large hairless bear, except it's got an extended muzzle with vicious teeth going in every direction. It has 6 different eyes it has 3 different eyes on either side of its face.
And back, what has so many eyes?
I think we found the escaped creatures.
Yep.
Did we just
we
find the
did.
hellhounds?
Yes, we did.
Nice.
To the back of the room. Everybody in defensive positions. I'm going for the silk sheet.
I have to say, Stradora,
All
get
right.
that damn sword.
We'll pick up here next session.
You heard it. The door is running this
'cause-
bitch now. That's her sword.
Stradora is now a crime lord, and welcome to the 3rd crime lord that's accidentally died. Talia's presence.
Also, if I'm apparently the captain now of this den, welcome to Robert's third criminal character.
Oh, what the hell?
Yes, third criminal character. Congratulations, Rob. How does it feel to be the youngest criminal?
Hat trick.
How does it feel to be also the youngest criminal lord character you've ever made, and probably the youngest one that they've seen?
And
I
my
use them for a fourth
second
for good.
unintended proposal.
Is history a circle that repeats itself? Are
Yes,
we destined to make
If it's
these
the case,
mistakes
then
for
I'm
life?
not looking forward to when I have to repeat Marrow.
Look,
alright.
I'm not looking forward to having to repeat Hapelry.
Let's see. Let's do experience.
right.
Anderson, your
Hey.
personal story got advanced, and I was just like, I was. We'll talk about it after the session. But yeah, I'm gonna give a tick of experience for that. What other major storyline things? The other storyline experience. Yeah. So it was dropped that Osuandria might not be the only piece missing from Esches. You guys now have more insight as to what that meant when Esches was like, I've got 18 of the 20. What else happened tonight? Oh, and then Rob's artifact rumor. You guys are in front of Stormbreak. Ideally, this session would have all been combat, and we would have ended the session with Stormbreak in hand, but we can end next session. I said these rumors would take 3 to 4 sessions, and so I think we're touching like the edge of the 4 mark.
Yeah.
And any other major stuff that happened tonight? You know
Me,
what?
Paula.
Yeah, Willow, I don't know. Was that intentional of giving her the necklace?
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, that's like, it's like, oh, I'd marry you. Also, here's a necklace. And it's like, you know what? This rich noble lady with all her fancy friends is really into me, and I kind of like
I should
rich
probably
people.
clarify I'm not nobility.
Yeah.
Myself.
Anymore.
But yeah, I'll give you guys 4
Wait,
tips of
I
major
thought she-
experience.
As a Sagite, I was above nobility.
I couldn't hear you over Willow. How much experience?
4 ticks, 2,800 for tonight.
2,800.
Was there any minor experience that was worthy of anything?
Lumilia got flirted with by technically 2.
I gave you guys major experience for Lumilia's personal story. Yeah.
We learned that Dawkinsdale is going to be the next Dagger Gully.
Yeah,
That is true.
That was one of the roleplay lines tonight. Was one of the
Sorry, what was the XP?
2,800.
Thank
I'll
you.
talk about it off stream. Is oh freaker doodles! I didn't record tonight, so I have to download it. That's fine. I'll download it later.
Unfortunate.
Just make sure
Your
you
next-
know that it's only like up there for a limited amount of time. So
Yeah. I downloaded immediately. It's like 14 days after. So the next session is going to be on the 7th of November. I'll see you all then. Thank you everybody for watching. We are going to end the broadcast here just so the stream is very